All my people. My people. All right, let's start in Kansas City. Now, quarterback Trent Green gets his first start since getting knocked out week 1 against Cincinnati. Do you agree that he should be the starter over Damon Heward?
I don't have a problem with that. Anybody have a problem?
Hey,
he's cleared and he's healthy. Let him go.
Everybody's saying because he doesn't have the wide receivers, because Gonzalez is hurt, let's wait. Trent Green is the better quarterback. That's bottom line. They made that decision. They went back to him.
Yeah, the only question is, where is Trent Green physically and where is he emotionally? Well, how will he react to being hit that first?
Howie, he's got a live arm. It's been resting for about a month.
Well, live arm game, then
what does that mean? He's got a live arm. That means nothing.
It's a live.
Well, another guy on the other team, the Raiders wideout Randy Moss. Now, he's blaming all his drop passes this year on the fact that the Raiders are a bad team and that he can't get motivated. Look, do you care? And is he blowing his chances at the Hall of Fame after he retires?
Is he playing this game for fun or is he playing it for money?
He's got the money.
He's got the money. And oh, he's not having fun. I mean, it's almost like Frank's piece, you know, him crying about things. Hey, there's a reason why he's got his drops. He's not focused on the ball game.
Will it affect his Hall of Fame chances later on then? Will people remember this?
Hey, you know what he's talking about getting traded? Nobody wants Randy Moss.
Enough
Nobody wants
already
Randy
with
Moss.
guys like Randy Moss. Enough.
Okay, we'll move on from Randy
enough
Moss
of
and
that.
talk about the Seattle Seahawks. Their running back and last year's MVP, Shaun Alexander, returns today to the lineup. Matt Hasselbeck probably back next week, but with the two of them back in the lineup, does that make Seattle the favorites in the NFC again?
Well, I think it makes them the favorites in that division. I think you take it from there. A few weeks back, I think we looked at the Seattle Seahawks and said, this is a team spiraling down with a quarterback hurt, your MVP at running back. They lost Hutchinson. I know we make a big joke out of losing a left guard, but he's a big part of what they do.
Yeah.
But I think they're headed in the right direction to win that division and have a shot.
Senator Wallace, the quarterback, he's held it up. All right.
They're the favorites behind the NFC favorite, the Chicago Bears.
All right, well, a couple of weeks ago, you were saying that the Atlanta Falcons might be the favorite in the NFC, but they've lost back-to-back games to Detroit and Cleveland.
He did say that.
Yeah. Now, head coach Jim Morris says everything's okay. Do you buy that? And if his team collapses, does he get sacked?
I think so. I think very much so. I think Jim Moore, the head coach. Let me say this. Michael Vick is Michael Vick, and we love him, but whatever they do, they're too inconsistent for me. And I don't like my head coach chest bumping, hollering, and saying words like freaking. I'm freaking excited. I don't want that from my head coach. And I do think that they're a team that is going down. Howie said it earlier. They start out 6-2, finish 2-6. It's a football team. He will get fired if they lose.
I don't think so. I think it'd be the offensive coordinator.
Don't forget, they've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
a lot of injuries.
Washington is finally starting Jason Campbell at quarterback. They put Mark Brunell on the bench.
About time, Kurt.
Are you surprised, considering most people think Joe Gibbs is done after this year?
Well, yeah, I guess I am. I don't know why. Joe Gibbs is big on staying with his veteran, but I think Jason Campbell needed to play, the young quarterback out of Auburn. He needed to play. Joe Gibbs actually would be more excited about his rookie driver for the FedEx card, Denny Hamlin, than he is a rookie quarterback. That's the way Joe Gibbs is. I think Joe is gone, but I think all Redskin fans, and me included, I'm glad to see him play the young man.
That's because rookies in NASCAR do better than rookies.
Well, here's a question I want to get to for sure. Indianapolis goes to Dallas today. Do you think Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo can win a shootout against Peyton Manning and the Colts?
A shootout?
A shootout.
No, not a shootout. But I think he can beat the Indianapolis Colts. They're more than capable of it.
I think their team can beat that team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with that.
Team.
Yeah, team.
Team.
Team, Howie.
Team.
You know,
is there an M and
teamwork?
Right?
We have many more members of our team here at Fox, not just here at the stadium, but all around the country. So we keep it moving with our 2-minute drill, and we begin, though, with the game right here in the Meadowlands between the Jets and the Bears. Troy Aikman standing by with more. Troy.
An interconference matchup here at the Meadowlands today between the Bears and the Jets, where both teams enter this contest with a great deal of confidence due to emotional road wins last weekend. As far as injuries are concerned, Bernard Berrien, wide receiver for the Bears, who did not play last week, will be suited up and playing today. My fantasy pick, the Chicago Bears defense. Dominant all season long. Expect the same here today. Now let's go to Miami and Tim Ryan.
All right, guys, for as bad as Minnesota's passing game has been this year, they should get a shot in the arm today, getting Marcus Robinson back in the lineup. He leads their wide receivers in touchdowns, and he's missed 4 games this year. My fantasy pick, believe it or not, fellas, Joey Harrington. I expect he'll put up some good numbers today against this Minnesota defense. Now, let's go to Bill Moss. He's in Tampa Bay.
Thanks. The story here in Tampa Bay is the Tampa Bay Bucks run offense, an historic staple of this franchise. They find themselves ranked 31st in this department, but today could be a good day because they're facing the Washington Redskins' 30th ranked defense. For that, I'm driving my Cadillac. That's right, Cadillac Carnell Williams. He will be my fantasy pick. That's it from Tampa. Let's go to Charlotte with Brian Baldinger.
All right, the story here in Charlotte is Pro Bowl left tackle Orlando Pace is out for the season with a torn tricep. In his place will be Adam Goldberg. So expect to see Carolina put Julius Peppers over the top of him to rush him quite a bit today. And that is my fantasy pick today, Julius Peppers. If your fantasy league doesn't allow defensive players, then take Steve Smith at wide receiver. That's the story here. Let's go to Moose Johnston standing by in Baltimore.
Ray Lewis is out for his second consecutive game, and his backup Mike Smith went on IR. That means Jarrett Johnson adds another position to his resume. He'll get the start at inside linebacker. It might be easier for me to tell you who's in the Atlanta Falcons lineup as opposed to who's out. Most of those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to have their hands full today trying to slow down a Ravens offense, probably playing the best they have all season. And my fantasy pick of the day, I'm going with Todd Heap, the tight end for the Baltimore Ravens. Now let's head back to the Big Apple.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Great matchups all around today. Jimmy kicks off our Microsoft People Ready matchups. Coach?
Well, this is a matchup that the Dallas Cowboys, they do not want to see. Marvin Harrison against Roy Williams. Cowboys have to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, the Jets made a decision to rebuild this organization with 2 #1 picks in the offensive line, Nick Mangold and DeBrickashaw Ferguson from Virginia. Him against Alex Brown from the Bears today.
Yeah, and I'm going to go quarterback versus quarterback. Tony Romo with the Cowboys played extremely well the last 3 weeks up against legendary Peyton Manning. What a shootout we got in Dallas.
Not a shootout.
All
okay,
right, for more
okay,
information on
whatever.
today's best matchups, simply go to foxsports.com/peopleready. And in case you're wondering, have these guys gone to Blockbuster or something? No. This is Ice Age 2. The DVD comes out Tuesday in your local video stores. But these folks don't have to wait. They're my people. Let's give them a Christmas present.
You got a matchup? You got a matchup today?
I'll give you one later on. Here. You and me, bro. All these people who stayed around get copies of the Ice Age 2 DVD so they can enjoy it during the holiday season. For those of you getting an early game, we'll get you out to the stadium and your kickoff coming up to this. Others of you, we will be right back here to get you all set for later on in the afternoon. Chris Rose has the updates. We'll see you at halftime.
I was pretty nervous, apprehensive.
It was tough to tell them I was joining the Army at first. I did research on my own, tried to get an idea about what the Army was going to be like. It's given me a whole bunch of confidence.
But no, I'm very proud of him.
He's just a stronger, more driven individual.
He could outrun me.
If your son or daughter wants to talk about joining the Army, listen, you made them strong, we'll make them Army strong. Find out more at GoArmy.com.
Introducing new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream. So rich, so creamy, with a hint of raspberries. Once the creamy taste gets a hold of you, you won't want to let go. Get your hands on new Dr. Pepper Berries and Cream and get buried in cream.
With Dell, no middlemen means no runaround, so nothing slows my business down. I get just the technology I want from someone who's always there to answer for it. No excuses. And that's what I really needed, a partner who's as quick and responsive as the bikes we build.
Dell PowerEdge 2950 servers feature the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors. It's your enterprise, so every Dell solution is purely you.
When you've got the perfect gift, you know it. Shop Zales Diamond Circle Collection. Save up to $200 on these Diamond Circle pendants, just $2.99 each. Find the perfect gift at Zales, the diamond store.
This should be some fun. The Chicago Bears are in town for the second straight week. They beat the Giants last week, and now they take on the New York Jets. It's the NFL on Fox, and it's this matchup. Good one. AFC, NFC, Chicago, and the Jets. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Troy Aikman is coming right up. The Chicago Bears winners here on Sunday night. They're 8-1 and riding high in the NFC. For the Jets, Eric Mangini. Things have happened faster than most people thought they would around here for the Jets. Did not have a good year last year. They make the head coaching switch. And Troy Aikman, you are looking at a team that with their upcoming schedule may very well be a playoff team in the AFC.
Well, I think so. And you look at the games that they won, the first 4 games, you know, not a lot of people got excited about the teams that they beat. But that road win last week against the New England Patriots certainly has this team believing. And one of the reasons that they were able to do it was there was a little bit of a shift in defensive philosophy. No longer were they sitting back. They brought a lot of pressure on Tom Brady, and it was successful. Now, here in this game today, Rex Grossman, he has shown some struggles against teams that bring the pressure. I would expect the Jets to bring a lot of it again today.
Let's just stay with that whole defensive theme. The #1 defense in the NFL statistically, the Chicago Bears. And while Grossman's had his ups and downs, this is a Chicago team that's still winning games with their defense.
Well, that's right. I mean, they're going to go as far as this defense wants to take them, and it looks like here after 9 games, they're going to take them all the way. They've been dominant each and every week. I would expect the same today. Offensively, again, Rex Grossman has been somewhat inconsistent. He's not handled pressure particularly well. I personally think that the Jets are going to come after him often here today, and so we'll see if Rex Grossman can handle it a little bit better than what he has.
It should be a fun afternoon of football here in the Meadowlands, and the Texas Instruments DLP Ultimate Picture Cam will be bringing you amazing shots from above, all the action throughout today's game. DLP, it's amazing. It's the mirrors, it's the Jets, it's the Bears, it's the NFL on Fox. Yours next.
You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV.
For a limited time only, come into Subway restaurants after 3 p.m. and you can get 2 tasty, regular foot-long subs for only $8.99 and get the same great deal all day Sunday.
Subway Restaurants has 8 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less. Now this BK Stackers has 54 grams of fat. That's more fat than in all 8 of these Subway sandwiches combined. Burger King's crowning achievement. Subway, eat fresh.
Experience makes the man. Cold filtering 4 times makes the Miller Genuine Draft.
How is it possible? Millions of tiny mirrors on something so small. I've never seen anything so colorful, so clear, so real. Have you? It's amazing. It's the mirrors. We have to show everyone.
HDTV powered by DLP. See how millions of tiny mirrors make the picture amazing.
Now get 10% off any HDTV powered by DLP at Apt Electronics.
They're fed up with their neighbors. Now they're putting the pressure on to make them shape up. Nasty Neighbors, Monday at 9 on Fox News Chicago.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Okay, looking good. You know, Al, with your good driving record and your son's good grades, I think we can save you a few $100s.
That's great.
State Farm's got football fever.
I never get used to that.
You'll get it too.
That was excellent. They love this time of year.
To see how much you can save, call an agent or visit statefarm.com.
Now, I don't want to scare anyone, but with thinning hair, you could end up looking like this.
it's not a good thing.
Get Vive Pro for Men thickening shampoo for up to 50% thicker looking hair for better scalp coverage. Vive Pro for Men by L'Oreal Paris.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go!
One big life.
Go, boy,
4 ways
go!
to dress it.
Now stop! There ain't no more!
When you've got the perfect gift, you know it. Shop Zales diamond bracelets and save up to $1,000. Like our 1 carat, just $4.99 each. Or our 3 carat, just $14.99 each. Find the perfect gift at Zales, the diamond store.
Let's go. Best-in-class payload outside and a ton of comfort inside.
What are you doing? You're trashing my truck.
You serious?
Sorry.
Ford F-150. Treat it right.
Look at this weather for the 19th of November. 47 degrees, not much wind, which is usually a factor here at the Meadowlands Giant Stadium. It's cloudy, but this is about as nice as you could hope for this time of year in this stadium. We get the conversation now with the officiating crew and Lovie Smith. They lined the 2 teams up on the wrong side. Now they're going to switch them back.
Well, so that's not a sign of things to come.
Now they've got the ball going to the other end. And some of the Bears started to move down back to our left, and the officiating crew said, no, we're now at the right end of the field. Here's the coin flip. Okay. Jets won the toss. They receive. And they receive on that side, yet after sprinting off the field, the Jets lined up on the other side. Now they're going to switch them back. Okay, you played for a lot of years in this stadium. And I would say, is it fair to say that, I mean, the wind is not a huge factor right now? It can be as you go throughout the ball game, and I guess our referee Gene Steratore is going to get his sprinting in before the action starts.
Yeah, I still don't think they're lined up the way that they wanted to be after the coin toss.
I agree. Didn't we just see them, Gene Steratore, stand with his back toward the other end and say Jets receive on this side?
That's right.
Wow, what a start.
Yeah, if you're a referee in this league, that's not the way you want to start off a ball game.
Well, now that that excitement's over, Robbie Gould will kick it away. High and short. And on a bounce, it is taken by Justin Miller. And Miller, after that short kickoff, will give the Jets decent starting field position at their own 32. All right, the offensive line, and what a job that Tony Wise has done with this group. And in particular, 2 rookies, Nick Mangold at center, and then DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who was the 4th overall pick at left tackle. They've done a nice job with the backs and receivers. Last week, Troy, was a good week and the best week for Kevin Barlow carrying the ball.
Well, it was, yeah. He started the season off. He was the guy who carried the bulk of the load. And then about week 5, Leon Washington, the rookie, took over. But Kevin Barlow got back in the action last week against New England, primarily because of the poor surface there.
Chad Pennington and company. A handoff is to Washington, and the rookie gets to the edge and is forced out after gaining 9.5. Danielle Manning on the stop, and Washington, as Lance Briggs got dinged up on that first play from scrimmage. Washington picked up 9.5, and it could be some of those rubber shavings that are inside this turf on this field and across all the field turf stadiums across the league, some of that junk hopped up and got in his eye.
Yeah, and it is a problem out there. I was down on the field before the game, and there's a lot of that that's coming up when you're running around out on the field.
So they'll wash it out, and we'll take a break. Second and short when we come back.
Free to move about the country.
I'm eating this amazing chicken enchilada. Gooey sauce, melty cheese, but it's...
Inchophobia, fear of messy enchiladas. I have just the thing, a chicken enchilada. No, the sauce and cheese are on the inside.
Genius.
Please, doctor.
Taco Bell's chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito. Smothered enchilada taste, wrapped up and grilled to go. For more enchilada taste and less enchilada price, think outside the bun.
Way back then, we had the horse and carriage.
There was no television then. People listen to the radio.
Get the clothes out, wash them on the washboard.
And then the calculators got smaller and smaller.
45 would drop and it would play.
If you held the rabbit ears in exactly the right position. I used to have to parallel park myself.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41.
Well, there is no score. We've had one play from scrimmage. Lance Briggs has had the stuff washed out of his eye. He has to come off the field for a play. Pro Bowler from last year. And now it's second down and less than a yard for the Jets. Their bigger back, Barlow. Behind Pennington. And on 2nd and 1, it's Barlow who is brought down in the backfield. It was Todd Johnson, the safety, up to make the stop. A loss of 1 on the play, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's the defensive line. And this is a group, Troy. This is one of those rare defenses that can get pressure with their front four. They don't have to blitz if they don't need to.
Well, that's right. I mean, a number of their sacks come from their front four. It's a very athletic group, yet they have enough size inside with Tank Johnson and Tommy Harris just to still be able to play the run effectively.
3rd down and 2 now. And a timeout. So what looked like a little 2nd down and less than a yard turns into a loss on that carry by Barlow, and now a timeout taken by the Jets.
Shave ever. It even cleans and renews itself. The new 360 Complete from Braun. Precision, control, perfection.
Thanksgiving Day on Fox. T.O. and the Cowboys take on the Bucks.
It's a Fox NFL Thanksgiving Day special in HD. Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
A little stutter step here at the start. 3rd down and 2 for the Jets. And a reverse to Dwight. Tim Dwight with his great speed into Bears territory. Down inside the 35. 29 yards on a reverse on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that it works is because Alex Brown, the defensive end, he has great speed coming off the edge, but he comes flat. He's expecting an inside handoff, but because he did come so flat, he did not contain the outside. Once Tim Dwight got to the outside, there was nobody that he really had to beat because Alex Brown was already taken out of the play.
That was the longest run by a Jet this season. And on 1st down, a handoff is to Barlow. Not much over the right side, back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So, Troy, let's talk about the Jets a little more. They beat New England last week. They beat him for the first time since 2002. Chad Pennington outplayed Tom Brady in that 2nd half, and as you said in our opening, it started to validate what they've been putting together here the first part of the season, and now looking ahead, you know, they, with their schedule, have a lot to be excited about.
They do. It validates what a new head coach is trying to do. Eric Mangini, when you win a game like that on the road against a tough divisional opponent, you'd be amazed at the confidence you get then as a team.
Pennington drops it down to Barlow. Penalty flag on the reception, and you can hear the microphone of the umpire who ended up down on that play. And all the hitting as Barlow was brought down. It's Carl Paganelli, the umpire, right in the middle of all the action.
66, 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
They get Pete Kendall. Here's the umpire.
You know, there's been a lot of debate in recent years about the positioning there of the umpire because of these West Coast offenses and these crossing routes. They never expected a running back to completely gore the umpire in the chest. Next year, the umpires are going to be going saying, hey, get me out of here.
Well, Carl's going to be sore tomorrow. Second down and 20. Pennington, quick setup and throw, and he hits Coles. Coles smacked after a gain of 10. And it'll be third down for the Jets.
You know, Eric Mangini, he brought in a first-time offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer, who had been with the San Diego Chargers. One of the things that have been implemented here with the New York Jets is this no-huddle offense. Most of the time when you go to a no-huddle, you only have about a half a dozen plays at your arsenal. But in this system, Chad Pennington can call any play that's in their playbook at the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 10. And the handoff to Washington. He goes nowhere. Swallowed up by Urlacher and Brown. A loss of 2. And it will be fourth down. And now a decision as Eric Mangini will send his punt unit onto the field. Ben Graham will check in.
Yeah, that third down call looked like something that maybe you're able to break and get a few yards on it and get yourself into field goal position. The Bears, I tell you, they're so disciplined and they're so knowledgeable about situations, they weren't fooled by the play.
It would be a 52-yard field goal try. Devin Hester will wait for the end-over-end punt, and it hops into the end zone. So instead of trying a 52-yard field goal, Nugent's career long is 49 yards. A punt. The Bears defense holds, and Rex and company will set up at the 20.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Microsoft. Software for the people-ready business. By Wendy's. Do Wendy's new double melt and do what tastes right. By FedEx. For all your shipping needs. And by the new LS. Unprecedented.
We welcome you back. Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. First down for the Bears and play action from Grossman. Pass is complete to Thomas Jones out of the backfield. A safe throw and a gain of 3, and Jones ended up banging into our camera cart down along the sideline. Big week last week for Thomas Jones, and his offensive line did a nice job in front of him. And Troy, the guy playing the best is Olin Kreutz. Year in and year out, this is the guy that headlines the offensive line.
5-time Pro Bowler. He's the leader of this group, and that entire offensive line has played exceptional this season.
Second down and 7. And the handoff is to Jones. Nice little cut back and a move. He's 2 yards shy of a first down. Rhodes on the tackle for the Jets. Take a look at the defense, and the Jets play a 3-4, and that means that Robertson has been moved into the middle. The fourth guy is Brian Thomas, who plays that Greg Ellis, Willie McGinnis role. And there's the secondary with Drew Coleman, a rookie, getting the start.
It's a group that struggled early in the season. The last 2 games, however, they feel that they've made great strides in what they're doing within this new 3-4 scheme.
Third down and 2. Thomas Jones hits it hard, picks up a first down for Chicago. And for the first time today, at least in game, let's welcome in Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Joe. Don't get me wrong. The Bears love their quarterback, but sometimes with Rex Grossman, you never know what you're going to get. So with that in mind, the Bears are going to try to do certain things to get him situated and calm. Offensive coordinator Ron Turner says he's going to dial up some short plays early, some short pass plays for him early to get some easy completions. He says the last thing I want is for Grossman to make a mistake early and spend the rest of the afternoon fighting to overcome it. Back to you.
All right, Pam. He did make the early mistake last week here against the Giants, and he did overcome that mistake with an interception thrown on the third play of the game. He started out 1 for 6, but then Grossman got hot and finished 17 of 24 and threw for over 260 yards on the day.
Well, he has been up and down, there's no question. And I think what Ron Turner's trying to do as far as get him into a flow early in games is not a lot unlike what most offensive coordinators try to do. Rex is a high-energy guy early in games.
Jones carries it up shy of the 40, picked up 3, third down coming up.
You know, the other thing about Rex is, you know, it is his 4th season, and granted, he's been injured a lot, and there's a lot of discussion about the fact that this is only his 17th regular season start. I don't really use that as an excuse for why a player is somewhat inconsistent. Phillip Rivers has not played that many games, and yet he's playing at a very high level. I think Rex Grossman would tell you the same thing. The lack of playing time is not what has led to some of the inconsistencies.
Third down and 3, and the pass is too high for Davis. 4th down for Chicago. And as Pam said, and as Lovie Smith told us, a very conservative start play calling wise for Ron Turner, with Rex Grossman a lot of short passes. This one out of the reach of Rasheed Davis.
Yeah, just a ball that got away from Rex Grossman, a throw that is not too difficult to make, but he missed a few of those last week. The wind was a problem there last week against the Giants. Not much of a factor here today.
Maynard will punt it. Dwight calls for a fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 25. So the Jets have it. Second time in this first quarter. No score. Jets and Bears from the Meadowlands.
Way back then, we had the horse and carriage.
There was no television then. People listen to the radio.
Get the clothes out, wash them on the washboard.
And then the calculators got smaller and smaller.
The 45 would drop and it would play.
If you held the rabbit ears in exactly the right position. I used to have to parallel park myself.
Now you can get the fastest speed for the price. With AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. It's the fastest internet in town for the price. Just $14.99 a month. So get the speed you need with AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet for just $14.99 a month. This is the internet you've been waiting for. Go online for our best deals. The new AT&T. Your world delivered.
You know, FedEx really helped us with our overnight shipping, even heavy stuff. Now I've added FedEx Ground for everyday shipping.
FedEx is saving us a ton of time. So why aren't we getting more done?
Maybe we should get rid of the half pipe.
No, the half pipe stays.
Gotta keep the half pipe.
FedEx Ground. Fast, reliable, and for less than you think.
Now on DVD.
He did this himself in his own blood?
Professor Langdon, you're in grave danger.
From director Ron Howard.
You're saying this is real?
Real enough to kill for.
Tom Hanks. Sorry! The Da Vinci Code. Now on 2-disc DVD.
The defense for the Jets will take a rest. Chad Pennington, who is making his 10th consecutive start this season. First time he's accomplished that since he took over as the starter here with New York in 2002. Handoff is to Washington. Right up the gut. First down at the 40.
You know, the Bears like to bring a lot of pressure. Ricky Manning right here. He's going to come off the edge, and the Jets just have the right call on. You're going to see the handoff right underneath all that. And the one thing the Bears have struggled with this season is stopping the run, especially the last 3 games.
Jets get to the line quickly and hand off again to Washington. putting together a very good rookie year, and Leon picks up 5.
You know, when you talk about the Bears defense and some of the struggles, I mean, they're good in just about every other category that you measure defenses. So we've got Charles Tillman down, who has been a very productive player for this team this year. But the one area that they have struggled in is run defense, and Mike Brown, to a man, they say he's been one of the big reasons why they've not been more effective.
Let's take a look again. Tillman hit from behind. At this point, can't get off the body of Leon Washington.
Just imagine how the pre-game preparations will change, knowing even the tiniest, never-before-seen details will now be captured on the Samsung 1080p LCD HD TV. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
There's strong, and then there's Army strong. It's more than physical strength. It is emotional strength. Not just strength in numbers, the strength of brothers. Not just the strength to get yourself over, the strength to get over yourself. There's nothing stronger than the U.S. Army, because there is nothing stronger than a U.S. Army soldier. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Visit GoArmy.com/strong.
This is Gary Poole, married for 10 years but didn't know it until he had fresh brewed premium roast coffee and a McGriddles. It was like he was seeing his wife for the very first time.
It's like we're newlyweds all over again.
Wake up and smell your life.
In 2 days.
Come on, man, he's not that stupid. But I've been wrong before.
Have the most fun. These little guys love me. In 2 million years. Ice Age The Meltdown.
Nice.
On DVD Tuesday.
Nothing like seeing every single moment live. Get your Chicago Bears tickets for the 2006 season. Call 847-615-BEAR or visit chicagobears.com.
Well, they just did pop up Charles Tillman, who has that look in his eyes. He was dinged on a hit from behind by Todd Johnson, number 35, coming in. And you wonder if he got knocked out and then was just laying there on the body of Leon Johnson, as you see the helmet-to-helmet from his teammate Todd Johnson from the backside.
Well, yeah, and you see the next snap, and usually when concussions occur, that's what happens. Charles Tillman going one way, and then because of the hit from Todd Johnson from the other side, that's where you get the whiplash effect.
Last week, Plexico Burress challenged Tillman and these defensive backs for Chicago with words, and Tillman stepped up. He played well, and if you ask Lovie Smith, he'll tell you he's played well all year.
He has, yes. He played very well. He put a lot of hard work into the offseason and throughout training camp and then all season long on his fundamentals, his technique. He's played exceptionally well. As you mentioned, did a great job last week against Plexico Burress. Generally, he does not go and shadow the team's best receiver. He did that last week. Maybe it had something to do with Plexico calling him out. But Plexico holding him only to 4 receptions.
This is Cedric Houston. And Houston picks up 2. Ricky Manning on the stop. 3rd down for the Jets. So the Bears, while they lose Tillman for a while, who knows how long, have Ricky Manning Jr. they can bring in, and he's been a nice addition to this Bears team. Quick paced offense for the Jets. Pennington lofts it. Kachuri has it go through his hands, and it was the rookie, Danielle Manning, who was back there for the Bears.
Jericho Kachuri is really having himself a good season this year, not having played much his first 2 years. He gets a little bit of a step. Ball just a little bit underthrown. Some pretty good action underneath in order to give the one-on-one matchup with Kachuri on the rookie. Just weren't able to connect on the play.
Devin Hester waiting for the punt from Graham. booms it into the end zone. 53-yard punt, but again, the Chicago Bears will start at their own 20. Here at the Meadowlands, no score.
Lessons of moderation to drinking Guinness. Brilliant!
Please enjoy Guinness Draft responsibly.
At T. Rowe Price, successful investing is about balancing risk and reward intelligently. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average, finding the right opportunity. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
This is Gary Poole, married for 10 years but didn't know it until he had fresh brewed premium roast coffee and a McGriddles. It was like he was seeing his wife for the very first time.
It's like we're newlyweds all over again.
Wake up and smell your life.
Conservative start for each offense as we have 5.5 left in this first quarter. No score. And we'll see if that's a 5-yarder. It is a full start.
Full start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
The last possession.
Open up.
Talked about this Jets offense running the no-huddle offense, and then defensively, Brian Urlacher, he's the guy who gets everybody lined up and makes the adjustments and the calls for that defense, and he's having a great year. In fact, he's had a lot of great years.
Handoff is to Jones. Nice run, Thomas Jones, and he is dragged down at the 28, a gain of 13 yards. Eric Coleman on the stop. And how tired are you of reading about how overrated Brian Urlacher is? I know Lovie Smith is, because he is the heart and soul right in the middle of the league's #1 defense.
Yeah, and what did Lovie Smith tell us the other day? He said, whatever the highest honor is you can pay to a player, that's what I would say about Brian Urlacher. He's the franchise, and he's the face of this team.
A real leader. 2nd down and 2. A lot of Thomas Jones, and why not? Off to a hot start, picks up 5 and a first down. Andre Dyson on the tackle for the Jets.
You know, Thomas Jones, he really is an impressive back. I think people fail to realize he was a 7th overall pick back in 2000 by the Arizona Cardinals. He's got great quickness, and he's got great vision. You see there, he just slides out to his right, and because of his quickness and burst, he's still able to get into the hole and pick up good yardage.
Bears have run 8 plays. Thomas Jones has touched it 7 times, including this play on the throw and completion. Quick tackle by Victor Hobson, a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12.
Now, this offensive line also for the Chicago Bears playing very, very well. Their offensive line coach, Harry Hiestand, came in last year when Ron Turner was named offensive coordinator. The two of them worked at Illinois University when Ron Turner was the head coach. Prior to Harry Hiestand coming in, this was an offensive line that gave up 66 sacks. Last year he cut that in half, only gave up 31.
2nd down and 12. Grossman in trouble, finds Muhammad, and he's got nowhere to go. First guy there was Eric Barton, our first game break, and that means Chris Rose will talk at you. Chris.
Hello, Joe. Down in the bayou, Saints with a little trickery. Flea flicker, Drew Brees. Look at this perfect throw to Joe Horn. 72 yards, his longest catch in 7 years, has tied the game against the Bengals. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
Well, it looks to me like Drew Brees' shoulders well, and that's a pretty big ball game down there in New Orleans between those two teams. Cincinnati, a tough loss last week. The Saints lose, need to get back on track.
Quick throw, and it's batted down. Ellis celebrating after getting his hands up, and it's 4th down for Chicago.
You can just see it week in and week out. This Jets defense getting more and more confidence within the scheme that they're using. Remember, prior to Eric Mangini coming in as head coach, this was a defensive scheme that ran a 4-3 personnel, and now going to 3-4. They've had to make adjustments, but they've done a good job.
Another punt from Maynard, with Dwight waiting for it. Tim Dwight calls for a fair catch, and it almost sailed over his head. 42-yard punt, no return. We look at the season review for the Jets. Eric Mangini in his first try, the 35-year-old head coach, points the team in the right direction. Chad Pennington has shouldered the load after making just 3 starts last year. Bad rotator cuff. Curtis Martin lost for the season. A running back tandem steps in of Barlow and Washington. And the Jets end the Patriots' dominance, win in New England for the first time in 7 tries against the Pats.
And they could have very easily have beaten the Indianapolis Colts a few weeks back, and then they lost to Cleveland, a game in which they probably should have won that game also.
On first down, Lavernous Coles makes a move, has a first down for the Jets. Knocked out of bounds by Johnson. 14-yard completion to Lavernous Coles.
You know, in talking with Chad Pennington as well as Eric Mangini, both of those guys said the biggest key for us in this game is going to be not turning the ball over. The Bears have forced at least 2 turnovers in every game this year.
Quick snap. Houston again. Cedric picked up 9.5. It depends on the spot. Looks to be a little short of a first down, but we'll see where they lay it down. It's second down and inches.
So to follow up on that, and they're going to throw the ball quick. They're going to run the ball a lot here today and just try to play the field position game.
Houston again, first down Jets into Chicago territory. And all of a sudden, Cedric Houston, who's been active for only 2 games prior to this one, has been a part of the offense here in the first quarter. That was good for 4.
You know what I like right now is this is a very fast defensive team of the Chicago Bears, and when the Jets have run the ball, I mean, they've done a good job at just running it right at them and not trying to outrun anybody to the sideline.
Word on Tillman, by the way, no concussion, just banged up. He's still on the sideline. Pennington sets up, finds Coles. Lavernous Coles is brought down by Vasher, a gain of 6. Coles started this day with 51 catches, and Pennington has looked his way.
You know, you take a look at the relationship here with Nathan Vasher and then Lavernous Coles. That's twice now in this possession. Nathan Vasher, respecting the speed of Lavernous Coles, is staying deep, and that's allowed them to complete some easy balls to the outside. This time he's up in press.
Second down and 4. Washington carries it, and he's brought down by Briggs. That'll bring up third down, a loss of 3 as Lance Briggs came through and made the play in the backfield.
You know, Lance Briggs, I know he oftentimes gets overshadowed by Brian Urlacher, but Lance Briggs, I know going into last season, Lovie Smith said that he fully expected him to have a year to where he became a household name. And he had a great year, made his first Pro Bowl. I don't know that he's a household name yet across America, but he certainly is a household name among NFL people.
Third down and 6. Pennington fires and completes to Brad Smith. Smith has enough for a first down. And that's how the first quarter will end. A 7-yard completion on 3rd and 6 to the rookie, Brad Smith. No score, Bears and Jets. Back after this.
Why are you guys so awesome? What do you have that we don't have?
To be a rock star, you need the style.
Give me a power slide, full throttle.
The hair. And the diet.
I'll have 1 small glass of carrot juice.
We don't have that here.
1 cube of tofu.
Dude, we don't have that.
Do you have a walnut?
1 walnut.
Jack Black, Kyle Gass, Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny. Rated R. Starts Wednesday. Soundtrack now available. You're watching watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Many cars claim to be as well built and reliable as the Accord. When it comes to resale value, however, no car in its class can compare. The Accord from Honda. Lease a Honda Accord for $249 a month for well-qualified customers.
There's an easier way to stay in touch this holiday. With unlimited calming minutes, there's no charge for incoming calls. US Cellular, we connect with you. Right now, get the Red Razor V3M for only $39.95.
It only happens once a year. The Chevy Red Tag event. With the best deals of the season. The price on the tag is the price you'll pay. Now, 07 Chevy vehicles from Avail to Corvette Z06 come with the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Combined with roadside assistance and courtesy transportation, it's the best coverage in America. See some red, save some green. Log on now to ChevyDriveChicago.com. Check us out today.
Family Guy shocker.
Abstinent! Chastity belt.
Ear sex.
Oh, God! What's that about? Abstinence?
No! Now I'm abstinent! Oh, I see what you're driving at.
Followed by The War at Home, tonight on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Take a look at the yardage in the first quarter. We start the second. Jets have been able to run the ball on Chicago, and if there's been any problem with this Bears defense the last 3 weeks, it's been stopping the run. They missed Mike Brown, the strong safety who went down in the Arizona game. Handoff is to Houston again. Right through this defense, and Cedric Houston has enough for another first down. All of a sudden, the Bears can't stop the run.
Well, watch the fullback here, James Hodgins, who's playing for B.J. Askew. He leads the way, and then you see the cut right off of that by Cedric Houston. He follows his lead blocker into the hole, and then as soon as the contact's going to be made with the linebacker, he makes the cut. Some good vision right there by Cedric Houston.
Askew out with a foot injury, inactive today. A toss to Leon Washington, and he is swallowed up by Urlacher. Urlacher and Briggs were out there for Chicago, and a loss of 4 on that toss to Leon Washington.
Yeah, and here's why it didn't work. Nathan Basher, you don't find many corners who are going to come in and force the issue like he does. 31, he takes on Hodgins, the fullback, and as soon as Leon Washington has to leave his feet, the play's over. That's one thing about Lovie Smith corners. Wherever he has been, they've been physical tacklers.
Saw Tillman come back into the action. 2nd and 14. Houston again. 3rd down coming up as Cedric gets it to the 25, picked up 6. Briggs another tackle, and he's been busy in this first half.
Yeah, and you talk about the problems that the Bears have had in run defense. That's really the only thing about their defense that they have struggled. They're giving up over 4 yards a carry in the running game. Have given up 3 straight 100-yard rushers in recent weeks.
Third down and 8. Quick setup and throw, and it's Dwight over the middle. First down at the 10.
Just a good play right there. Tim Dwight gets into the hole in that zone defense. You know, again, we're seeing the Jets keeping the Bears off balance defensively, running the ball, and then quick short passes.
And off to Houston. Houston picks up half a yard, brought down by Alex Brown, the first one to get his hands on it.
You know, you just wonder if the pace of play by the New York Jets is throwing the Chicago defense off a little bit. It's not necessarily something that they haven't seen before. A lot of teams now are going to no-huddle situations, but they're running at a pretty good pace, and I think it's been hard for this defense to get in any type of rhythm of their own. Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, first-time offensive coordinator, has done a good job with this offense all season.
Second down and goal, and the handoff. Barlow had a rushing touchdown last week against the Patriots. Good for 4 there. Johnson on the tackle, 3rd and goal.
You know, I asked Mangini why he hired Brian Schottenheimer to be his offensive coordinator. He said he wanted someone to come in and bring in an offensive system that was from the family of the San Diego, Kansas City, St. Louis systems, because it's the offenses that gave him problems the most when he was a defensive coach.
Third down and goal. Pennington over the middle, picked off by Urlacher. Brian Urlacher with the interception and the return out across the 30. A rare red zone mistake for Chad Pennington. Something he has been very good with in his career with the Jets. Threw it. Urlacher tipped it to himself, hung on. The interception, and the Bears take over.
This thing's got pop.
Get any new Jeep vehicle, like the new Wrangler Unlimited, equipped with a Sirius satellite radio, and you'll get a 12-month subscription to the best radio on radio.
Now I'm gonna try Hurricane. Show off.
Okay. Gooey sauce. Melty cheese. Sauce. Cheese.
Inchophobia, fear of messy enchiladas.
No!
Is that bad? Yes, but the cure is quite good. A chicken enchilada.
No!
No, relax. The sauce and cheese are on the inside.
And I'm cured.
Taco Bell's chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito. Smothered enchilada taste, wrapped up and grilled to go. For more enchilada taste and less enchilada price, think outside the bun.
Maybe we could evolve into water creatures.
That's genius, Sid.
Call me Squid.
In 2 days, get ready for a complete and total meltdown. Ice Age the Meltdown.
Fabulous.
On DVD Tuesday.
Unstoppable. Sasha Cohen is. So is her Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable. Just like the people who wear it. Citizen Echo Drive watches. Unstoppable.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by the all-new 2007 Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep. By WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Don't just watch it, live it. In stores now. By Citizen Watch. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
28th takeaway of the season for the Bears defense. #1 in the NFL. The handoff to Benson. And Cedric Benson is good for 7, and we go back to the interception.
Yeah, take a look at Coles here. It looked like he might have had a shot right to the corner of the end zone had Chad Pennington have seen him, but he was not working that side of the field. He comes back. He's working inside, and as you're going to see, Brian Urlacher just reading his eyes the entire way and gets a good break on it, and that's the guy that Chad Pennington just is unable to see.
Then at the end of the play, Lavernous Coles telling Pennington he was open. The interception, and now a handoff to Benson. And Benson, who has been held on the bench for the most part, is good for 14 yards. Thomas Jones has kept Cedric Benson on the bench, and there are the numbers for Pennington. Only 2 interceptions now in his career in the red zone.
Yeah, he's been historically outstanding down in the red zone. I think that to go back to the Lavernous Coles, down in the red zone, everything happens so quick that it's impossible to see everybody on the field. You almost have to predetermine where you're going with the ball.
Grossman with time over the middle finds a wide open Berrien, who gets hit by Chatham. Berrien had it and dropped it.
You know, Bernard Berrien did not play last week. He had rib problems. Said it felt better. He's giving it a shot today, and you just wonder, with this ball a little high, does that put a strain there on his ribs? Certainly a ball that he should have caught, but this secondary for the Jets, a young group, you just wonder how a guy like Bernard Berrien can get so wide open back there.
This possession has Benson in a tailback, and Cedric gets it. Picks up 5. And now Chatham and Desmond Clark get into it after the play. No flags are thrown. 3rd down for Chicago. Don't forget, you can join us on Thanksgiving. We'll be in Dallas with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. On the air at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. 3rd and 5, Chicago. A blitz. Grossman hangs in and throws it to no one. Rasheed Davis, the closest one to it, and it's 4th down.
We talked about it coming in, the pressure that the Jets were able to put on Tom Brady last week with the New England Patriots. Kerry Rhodes right here, the safety, he comes hard. Thomas Jones tries to block him, but he doesn't get much of him. And that's what made Rex Grossman have to get rid of the ball much sooner than what he wanted.
3 possessions for the Bears, 3 punts. After this from Maynard. Trying to down it inside the 20. And it's into the end zone. So now the Jets will have it at their own 20. We'll take a break. Chad Pennington and the Jets offense. Coming off that interception, back to work. No score.
This game is rated T for T.
Thanks, Triple H. I appreciate it.
I didn't start out a 10-time world champion. I am the game, Triple H, the king of kings.
I started at the bottom and worked my way up.
It's time to unleash the animal.
Now only one thing can control me, and that's you.
Are you ready for some hot diva action?
So don't just watch it. Live it. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Don't just watch it. Live it.
Thing's got pop.
Get any new Jeep vehicle like the new Wrangler Unlimited, equipped with a Sirius satellite radio, and you'll get a 12-month subscription to the best radio on radio.
Now I'm gonna try Hurricane.
Show off.
Baby, go down to Radio Shack and ask them what I want in a wireless phone or plan. Because I have looked everywhere and I still have no clue. MP3s, cameras, streaming stuff, Bluetooth. What is Bluetooth? I don't know, but the guys at Radio Shack do. Together, you can sort it out. So I'm no good at multitasking.
Radio Shack, your neighborhood wireless store.
If we're gonna go down, might as well go down swinging.
With just 2 episodes left this fall,
Run!
Prison Break is about to explode.
Are you ready for this? Today's the day we stop running.
An all-new Prison Break, viewed as special advised at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
First-year head coach Eric Mangini. Here's what the Jets have going on. They have 2 rookies on their offensive line. A quarterback they were unsure of at the start of the year, coming off rotator cuff surgery. No Curtis Martin. And a rookie head coach. That one incomplete for James Hodgins. And here are the Jets 5-4. And only a game out of first place in the AFC East.
Yeah, and then you say rookie head coach and rookie offensive coordinator, and then they got rookie center Nick Mangold and rookie left defensive tackle DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Both guys actually have played very well, but you don't see that very often. 2 rookies starting and playing as well as what these 2 have.
2nd down and 10. Quick throw, Lavernous Coles trying to make a move, and then he got hit hard by Hunter Hillenmeyer. A gain of 7.
You know, you go back to that previous possession by the New York Jets. This Bears defense has held every single opponent this year under 300 yards of total offense. So you're not going to put together a lot of long drives. You get down there in the red zone, and when you're not able to at least come away with 3 points, well, that's really demoralizing. You just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get throughout the course of a ball game.
144 yards today for the Jets. so far in this half. Off to a good start, but no points. Pass for Dwight. Nice catch. First down. Danielle Manning, the rookie safety, was there defending, and Tim Dwight, with that good quickness, made the catch, dragged his feet, first down.
Yeah, you know, I've always liked Tim Dwight. He's another one of the New England Patriot players that came here with Eric Mangini, but also played, you know, with the San Diego Chargers. He's always had a role within a system, and he's always played well when he's gotten his opportunities.
Handoff is to Washington. Tried to do as much as he could, and Washington loses one. Lance Briggs in on the stop.
I tell you what, Joe, Lance Briggs comes up. I will tell you, he's going to be right over here. And he comes up, actually, he's on the other side, I'm sorry, but he comes up and absolutely nails Brandon Moore. Won't show up as a tackle, but what a collision that was.
Loss of one as a result. Second down and 11, and a timeout is called by Chicago on defense. They're just trying to catch their breath with a pace that the Jets have set. No score.
The Visa check card. Because money shouldn't slow you down. Life takes faster money. Life takes Visa.
You need some help?
Yeah. Could you give me a jump?
Sure.
Give it a try.
Try giving it some gas.
Thanks.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Biggest play of this half so far, the interception in the end zone by Urlacher. No score. 7.5 to go in the half. Second down and 11. Blitz from the Bears, and a toss to Washington, tripped up, and what a good play by the rookie Mark Anderson. He saved what might have been a big play as he knocked down Leon Washington.
Yeah, Mark Anderson, now he does what Alex Brown did not do earlier in the game. He's able to hold containment and makes a good play there on Leon Washington. Lance Briggs hits it right up inside. It looked like they had a good call on to get away from the pressure, but a good play by the rookie Mark Anderson.
7.5 sacks for Anderson, the 5th round pick out of Alabama. 3rd and 19. DeBrickashaw moved for the Jets. We'll see if the movement across from him forced Ferguson to move, and who this calls against. The way they're talking right now, it may go against Chicago.
You know, if you're DeBrickashaw Ferguson and you're out there and you're going up against, you know, rookie against rookie, and you know that he's got 7.5 sacks, I mean, you're going to try to get out of there just as quickly as you can. But you're right, the way they're huddled up, they're trying to decide just where the
start. Offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, Still third down.
I've always felt that it's really hard. You're going to take a look at him. Here's DeBrickashaw Ferguson, number 60. And there's the movement, and a good defensive end like Mark Anderson, as soon as they see movement, they're coming off the ball. But I've always felt that the offensive line is always at a tremendous disadvantage. One, they're not as athletic as a defensive lineman, and they're having to go backwards, whereas a skilled defensive end rusher is getting to run forward.
Right now the Jets are going backward, third down and 24. Hand off to Washington. The crowd won't like it. Instead of trying to take a bigger bite out of the 24 yards they needed for the first down, a gain of only 5, and the Bears with probably the most electrifying punt returner right now in the game, Devin Hester, should end up with good field position.
Well, they sure should. I mean, he certainly put his name on the map after last week's return against the Giants.
It was on a short field goal try, and Hester will call for the fair catch. Well done by Ben Graham, the left-footed Aussie. Knocks it 49 yards, no return. Bears have it. Still, no score.
No, I understand, sir. The problem is I don't have access to your records.
Boy, okay. That's a really great question. I don't have the answer with me.
No, you need to do that in person. It's on a different system.
You sure you're a customer? It's not the 6500.
Nope.
But I ordered the 6500.
Yeah, that's not what this says.
What can people do with the right software?
Yes, ma'am. I've got all of your records in front of me. I can take care of it from here.
For starters, keep the customer happy.
Okay, looking good. You know, Al, with your good driving record and your son's good grades, I think we can save you a few $100s.
That's great.
State Farm's got football fever.
I never get used to that.
You'll get it too.
That was excellent. They love this time of year.
To see how much you can save, call an agent or visit statefarm.com.
Unstoppable. Like a Waltrip is, so is its Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable. Just like the people who wear it. Citizen Echo Drive watches. Unstoppable.
Fox tonight. The Simpsons is so big it could only happen in Vermont. Experience the wildlife.
Yeah, fly off in a V.
New England will never be the same after an all-new Simpsons tonight on Fox.
Fox Tuesday.
Focus on my voice.
He saved her life.
It's okay. I'm gonna protect you.
Now a victim is obsessed with him.
I need you to help me.
And this attraction could become fatal.
Why are you talking to me like I'm the bad guy?
Standoff, all new, followed by House. Fox Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
They've only got 2 passes.
Tony Wise was the line coach for Jimmy Johnson at the University of Miami and at Dallas at the start of your career, Troy, and he's done a nice job here with the Jets. Talking to the offensive line while the Bears take over, and the pass is complete to the fullback McKee, good for only 3 yards. It was Brian Thomas on the stop for New York. Offense today, there hasn't been much of it, although one possession was a good one for the Jets. Going down the field, it resulted in the Urlacher interception in the end zone.
Yeah, so far the Bears have done a little bit as far as running the football, not throwing the ball very well here in this first half.
2nd down and 7. Thomas Jones to the 35. He'll be 3 yards shy of a first down, and a late flag comes sailing in from the secondary, and it's going to be against the Bears. Might have been a block in the back. It was a 4-yard pickup, but this will be marked off against Chicago.
Illegal block in the back. 87 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Well, and that's Musa Muhammad. The push there. You know, Musa Muhammad is one of those wide receivers who will get out there and mix it up in blocking. You know, there's not a lot of guys who like to get out and take great pride in being able to block for their running back within the running game. But Musa Muhammad, even going back to his years with Carolina, has always prided himself on that part of his game.
Probably one of 3 real good ones in the league. Keyshawn Johnson and Hines Ward are 2 others. Second down and 14. Pressure, a sack. It was Rhodes. And he pounded Rex Grossman back at the 15-yard line. Loss of 8.
Well, what you're going to see is John Gilmore, 85, the tight end. He's got Kerry Rhodes, but Kerry Rhodes, with his speed, is just able to get around the corner. It's no wonder that Rex Grossman got sacked, because he was expecting that to be picked up.
4th of the year for Kerry Rhodes.
Well, he is an exceptional blitzer, and he's gotten to do more of it here in recent games, and you can tell by his expression that he enjoys it.
3rd and 22. Play clock is at 0. Chicago took a timeout. We'll see if they got it in before the delay of game penalty.
Well, if I'm Chicago, I'm hoping I didn't. I always think you waste timeouts when you're talking about this down and distance.
Offense, number 8, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
They have not charged a timeout, even though initially that was a call. So put it back on the board for Chicago. Mark off 5 more yards, and the ball is back at the Bear 11.
Well, last week they ran the ball here to Thomas Jones, and it was a big play in their win against the New York Giants. I'm sure they're going to run it here.
It is Thomas Jones again. This time, as the ball pops out, they're calling that a fumble, and the Jets have recovered. The call on the field is fumble, and it was Kerry Rhodes who came away with a football. Thomas Jones is saying throw the challenge flag that he was down before the fumble.
Well, look live that the question is, his knee is down. Now, was the ball coming loose? It looked to me like it was.
I agree.
There it is, the 3rd down run, and you're able to pick up some really positive yards to give your punter a great position then to punt and pin the New York Jets back on their own end of the field. The ball comes out, and now they'll be at the mercy of replay. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to even challenge it.
It would have to come from the sideline, and now it will. Everybody was just kind of waiting for Lovie Smith to throw the red challenge flag. I agree with you, Troy. It looked like the ball was starting to come out just before the knee was down.
Yeah, I think so. And if the Jets do wind up getting it, what a big break for them.
Take a break, come back and get the call.
Life is full of ifs. If in the blink of an eye, my 6-year-old has turned 16. If my family's future means the world to me. Choosing the right life insurance to protect life's ifs doesn't have to be as complicated or as costly as you think. MetLife is the largest provider of life insurance in the U.S. We help you create your personal safety net by listening to your needs, filling in gaps, and building on what you already have to help you prepare for life's many ifs. After all, we're MetLife.
Lance Armstrong for Bristol-Myers Squibb.
Remember me, cancer? You gave me less than a 50-50 chance to live. You made me suffer. My mom, too. But you made me smarter and more determined and a believer in miracles. Remember me, cancer? You made me what I am today.
Your will, our medicines. Together we can fight the serious diseases. Bristol-Myers Squibb. Together we can prevail.
Using only my City Premier Pass credit card, I earn rewards points crazy fast, and I will do it restrained with this restraining device. I start with the points for buying my ticket and Victor's ticket, then earn points for my miles and his. Unbelievable. Using only the City Premier Pass credit card, I rock the house. Big time. Rewarding. Very, very, very rewarding.
The ruling on the field is a fumble by Thomas Jones. The Bears have challenged it. It's either a 1st and 10 for the Jets at the Bears 35, which is how it stands right now, or it's a 4th and 8 for Chicago at the 30. Looks like the ball is being dislodged just before the knee goes down, but it is awfully close either way, and I don't know if you see enough on that replay to overturn the original call, which is fumble. Gene Steratore is the referee. And usually you guess that if they're taking this extra time under the hood, that they're trying to figure out where the ball should be spotted. Let's get the call.
After review, the ruling is the runner was down by contact. It will be Chicago's ball on the 28-yard line on the right hash mark. Chicago will not be charged a timeout.
Wow, that is a huge turn of events. And watch the ball start to come out, I would say, an instant before the right knee of Thomas Jones hits down. Either way, there was enough evidence, according to Gene Steratore, to overturn the call on the field.
Well, I didn't see anything there that warranted overturning the call. It just goes back. I'm not big on this whole instant replay and challenges in the system that we have currently. But if there's got to be indisputable visual evidence in order to overturn a call, I didn't see it there.
I'm with you. And you're with Terry Bradshaw, who on Fox NFL Sunday today said he too is against instant replay. Now 3:44 to go in the half. And instead of the Jets having it at the Chicago 35, 1st and 10, it's a punt from Maynard, who gets off a beauty. Tim Dwight back inside the 15-yard line. On the return to the far side of the field, and Dwight can't make it out to the 30. To vote for whether or not the one and only Galloping Gobbler Award should again be awarded this Thanksgiving on Fox, you can log on and vote on foxsports.com. And here's the history of this award. Emmett, a recipient inspired by the body of our buddy Chris Collinsworth. And we will, again, so far the results are that you, the fans, want to see the award handed out again on Thanksgiving. We'll do that when the Bucs are in Dallas on Thursday. Handoff is to Brad Smith, former collegiate quarterback at Missouri, now a jack of all trades, picks up 6 on the carry.
Yeah, Brad Smith, I mean, he is a jack of all trades. He plays quarterback, wide receiver, and running back as a rookie within this offense. Most rookies can't learn one position. He's learned 3. Doesn't come as a complete surprise. They were saying that he's 12 credits shy of getting his master's in economics.
Second down and 4. Handoff is to Houston. And Cedric is wrapped up a yard shy of a first down by Urlacher. Picked up 3. 3rd and 1. Well, there's a lot of screaming and yelling going on before every snap, and it's Pennington on one side and Urlacher directing the defense on the other.
That's a pretty good chess match between those two guys, and that's a good look right there on Brian Urlacher and the speed that he has. When he came into this league, he was a safety in college. He made the transition to middle linebacker, and he's able to use some of those skills. We saw it on the interception down there in the red zone, but he also has the great speed to get to the edges.
And the penalty flags fly prior to the snap. It'll be a false start and turn it into 3rd and 6.
False start. Number 87 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Lavernous Coles, the old wide receiver false start, which you love, Troy.
Yeah, I've never understood why a wide receiver would ever be offsides when all they've got to do is really look down the line of scrimmage, at the ball. And, you got 3rd and short. Now all of a sudden you look at 3rd and 6. That's tough against any defense. It's monumental when you're playing the Chicago Bears.
We are at the 2-minute warning here at Giants Stadium. 3rd down and 6 for the Jets. When we come back, no score.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
The German word for safe is sicher. The Portuguese word for firewall is muro de fogo. The Chinese word for password is mima. My company's in 17 countries now, and I can say secure in every one of them.
Dynamic networking from AT&T identifies security threats before they're problems, so Jane's confidence grows right alongside her company. The new AT&T, your world delivered.
When you've got the perfect gift, you know it. Shop Zales diamond bracelets and save up to $1,000. Like our 1 carat, just $4.99 each. Or our 3 carat, just $14.99 each. Find the perfect gift at Zales, the diamond store.
Two minutes left in this first half. Jets have racked up 150 yards and have not scored any points. Chicago, because of sacks, -3 passing yards. And coming up on the Visa halftime report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league and the Fox Sports ticker. Keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats. 3rd down and 6. Alex Brown too quick, and that'll give the 5 yards back.
Alex to the quarterback. Number 96 defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I tell you, these defensive ends, when it's passing situations on 3rd downs, they cannot wait to come off the edge. Alex Brown, who had a big game last week against the New York Giants with 2 sacks, but he was really upset with himself too. It's hard to hold in there in that stance when you know the ball's getting ready to be snapped at any moment. The bigger jump you get on it, obviously the better opportunity to get to the quarterback.
So back to 3rd and 1, and Houston is the tailback behind Hodgins. And it's Houston here, and it's Houston not getting it. Back to the line of scrimmage. That is it, and the Chicago defense holds, and the Bears will take a timeout, one of their 2 remaining.
You know, the Bears got into their famed Buddy Ryan 46 defense. There's Hunt Hillemeyer. He comes in on the linebacker along with Charles Tillman outside, but they stacked the line of scrimmage. Todd Johnson's able to come in and make the play. He's unblocked, but a defense that created so many problems back in 1985 when Buddy Ryan put that in, and then more and more teams went to it. You don't see it quite as often today as what you did a few years ago, but the Bears pulling a page from their past.
Yeah, that was a watershed moment in the NFL when Buddy Ryan turned up the dial on the speed with that defense, and offenses were overwhelmed
for years
as the Bears went to the Super Bowl and won it with head coach Mike Ditka. Minute 52 left, 1 timeout remaining for the Bears, and this is a beautiful punt by Graham. However, it goes into the end zone. 67-yard punt. But Grossman and the Bears will start with it at their own 20. J.P. Lossman with a big first half. 2 touchdown throws, and they're starting to talk about his job again with the Bills. Chester Taylor with 59 rushing yards and a touchdown, and Lee Evans. He's been on the other end of those throws from Lossman with 2 touchdowns.
All but 14 yards have gone to Lee Evans. Imagine they're Imagine there are a few other receivers out there with the Buffalo Bills that are wondering why they're not getting any balls in their direction.
You see New England with a 21-0 lead over Green Bay. And one thing we haven't talked about is we were watching on another monitor Donovan McNabb being carted off in the Eagles game against Tennessee. Grossman fires, and it's Clark with his first catch, brought down by Coleman immediately, a gain of 2.
And you talk about injuries. I mean, obviously that's such a significant thing as far as the success of teams. The Bears losing Mike Brown, and then one game last week with Berrien, the only injuries for them all season.
That is out of the reach of Clark. And now the Jets are hoping for a hold on defense, get it back, and get a chance to get points. The Jets have 2 timeouts left.
You know, it's a fine line whenever you get in this situation. You want to be aggressive and try to move the ball and come away with points of your own. But when you come out and you don't get anything going and you're stopping the clock because of incompletions, now you give the opportunity for your opponent to have their chance before the end of the half.
3rd and 8. A blitz from the Jets. Grossman fires, and it is incomplete. Barrett had a chance for an interception. It went through his hands and to the turf. It's 4th down.
Yeah, this is one of those throws that Rex Grossman tends to have once or twice a game. If Barrett reacted to that a little bit sooner, he makes an easy interception. Rex Grossman had an opportunity, just made an overthrow.
This has been an awful first half for the Chicago offense. -1 passing yards for the Bears here against the Jets. 5th punt from Maynard with Tim Dwight waiting for it. Beautiful punt. Dwight from inside the 20. Runs away from Justin Gage. Good return by Dwight. And decent field position at their own 34 with 1:01 left for the Jets. A 60-yard punt and a 16-yard return by Tim Dwight. Troy, along with having a very good defense for the Bears, they feature outstanding special teams. And the same can be said for the Jets. If we're going to be in a low-scoring game, special teams could have a lot to say with who wins or loses. And these are 2 very good units going at each other.
That's right. I mean, oftentimes, when you do get into a game like this to where defenses are playing well, offenses aren't moving the ball quite as well as what you would like, special teams is the deciding factor in field position, which can sometimes ultimately give a team points.
So far in this half, 10 total possessions, 9 punts, and 1 interception. And 1 big officials review. Here is a ball that is nearly picked off in the direction of Baker and off the hands of Lance Briggs, who almost stepped in front of it.
That was a dangerous throw there by Chad Pennington. It looked like Lance Briggs could have very easily gotten underneath that throw. Trying to work Chris Baker, who's their 3rd leading wide receiver.
2nd down and 10. Pennington in trouble, and down he goes. That's Anderson again. No gain on the play as Pennington gets back to the line of scrimmage. Anderson right in the middle of it, and the clock continues to wind. The Jets have 2 timeouts left. They'll let it go. Chicago, so you know, they have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, they're going to let it go as well. And the Jets huddle now for what I think is the first time here in the first half. And just take as much time off the clock. They tried, like what Chicago did, to maybe get something going on 1st and 2nd down, nothing positive. Now let's just get out of here at the half, 0-0.
The handoff to Washington. The Jets want this half to end 0-0, and it will. This is the 2nd scoreless first half in the NFL this season. The other, week 2 on Monday night. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. Eric Mangini and the Jets coming off that win in New England, and the Chicago Bears coming off a big offensive day right here at Giant Stadium with a win last Sunday night over the Giants. A whole lot of nothing. Nothing after 1 half of play here in the Meadowlands. We'll come back here after a break. Visa Halftime Show is coming your way here at halftime.
It's a Fox NFL Thanksgiving Day special. The guys head to Dallas for football's greatest holiday tradition. T.O. and the Cowboys need a win to keep pace in the East against Cadillac and the Bucks. It's a Fox NFL Thanksgiving Day special in HD.
Be there live for the first show that breaks down the new BCS standings, the official BCS rating show, this weekend on FSN.
America runs on Dunkin's coffee. Always smooth, always delicious, and always freshly brewed, the way it has been since 1950. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hey, it's me, Mark, still living out of my Sentra for 7 days. Today, I'm gonna put this bad boy to the test. I got my golden deer, my Barbie, my gnome, toast. Smooth. None of my CDs moved, my soda didn't spill, one tie fell off the hanger, but it's a silk tie. Those things always fall off the hangers. Not too shabby. My next generation Nissan Sentra.
And Ferguson on the 17th. Oh, that's trouble.
Un poquito más a la derecha. Increíble.
He's looking right at it. It's there.
Nothing is lost with the full HD 1080p Aquos from the leading innovator of liquid crystal television, Sharp.
Why all of this suffering?
If you did not know suffering, you would not know happiness.
Just want to watch the game.
There is a peaceful solution.
You mean like Comcast?
Correct. Who orders a dish in the city of wind?
The Comcast Triple Play. Phone, internet, and cable TV. Just $33 each per month for 12 months when you get all three. Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV.
For a limited time only, come into Subway restaurants after 3 p.m. and you can get 2 tasty, regular foot-long subs for only $8.99 and get the same great deal all day Sunday.
The Bears-Jets wrap-up with Rex Grossman. That's tonight at 10.
It is a matchup featuring the 31st ranked defense against the top ranked defense. Urlacher with the interception. A first half that featured 11 first downs, 9 punts, no points. And so after 30 minutes of play here at Giant Stadium, the defenses have been in control. The score, 0-0. Visa Halftime Show coming up. Scores and highlights here at Giant Stadium. No points.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
It's the best night of drama on TV. Fox Tuesday, first at 8. He saved her life.
It's okay. I'm gonna protect you.
Now a victim is obsessed with him.
I need you to help me.
And this attraction could become fatal. An all-new standoff. Then at 9.
Is he gonna die?
Will House risk everything to save a patient?
This test isn't exactly FDA approved.
You committed a crime! Do something!
An all-new House. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
Fox Sunday has a night so big it can only be called Super Ginorma Ganchuan.
Terrific title. It jumps out at you like a rat in your underwear drawer.
All new episodes with a Simpsons vacation so outrageous it could only happen in Vermont. Then, after American Dad, Family Guy just says no to sex.
You can't give up sex. You see, Meg, you're what they call a practice girl.
Followed by The War at Home. A Super Ginorma Ganchuan Sunday starts at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
The world is advancing. Faster and faster. Are you in or out? Introducing the all-new 7-passenger Acura MDX. Technology takes it to a whole new place. Acura Advance.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
Live from the Meadowlands, it's the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And right here, the Jets and Bears going at it. No score so far in the first half. Elsewhere, Terry.
All right, Chad. Brad Johnson, quarterback, Minnesota Vikings. Down in beautiful Miami, hands it off to Chester Taylor. 1-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Vikings over the Dolphins. Back comes Joey Harrington into the flat. He finds Justin Field. Everybody drops deep, throw it in the flat. That's what he does. 11-yard touchdown, 10-7 Miami over the visiting Minnesota Vikings.
In Green Bay, the New England Patriots with a big lead at halftime, or just before halftime, Brett Favre left the game with an apparent arm injury. Aaron Rodgers is now in the game quarterbacking the Packers. Down in Tampa, the Washington Redskins and Buccaneers all even at 3 at the break in that one. Now, let's go to Baltimore.
Let's go.
Let's go on. Let's go, baby.
All right, Ray Lewis, you can't play, but you're a heck of a cheerleader. He watches Michael Vick of the Atlanta Falcons rolling, hitting Michael Jenkins. 13-yard touchdown strike. Falcons on the road lead the Baltimore Ravens 7-0.
Can't play because of injury. That's what you meant.
Well, okay.
All right.
All right. Rams at Carolina. Jake Delhomme. Cajun rifle, cornerback, running man for man with Steve Smith. Underthrow it. That's what Delhomme does. Advantage receiver, 62-yard strike. 10-0 Panthers over the St. Louis Rams. Cincinnati down in New Orleans. Carson Palmer, quarterback, Bengals, back, play action. Chad Johnson, where are you? Down the left sideline, streaking down, 41-yard touchdown strike, 7-0. It is the Bengals. Marcus Colson, outstanding rookie receiver, injured ankle in this football game, has not returned. But Drew Brees takes the pitch back from Reggie Bush. A little gadget pass 72 yards later. It's Joe Horn. Welcome back, Joe Horn. Hadn't played in a while. 10-7 Bengals over the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, speaking of welcome back, Tennessee welcoming back Albert Hainsworth.
He won't be stepping on anybody's helmet for a while, I'm sure. Watch it. Rookie quarterback Vince Young, exactly. Vince Young scrambles, avoids the sack, hits Ben Troop, 14-yard strike, tightens up 7-0. Then Donovan McNabb scrambling out of the pocket, injures his knee on this play. The great Eagles quarterback carted off, folks. We will give you an injury update as we receive that. But right now the score is Titans 7-6 over the Eagles.
Both Aaron Brooks and Trent Green return to action, and Howie's Raiders with a 6-point lead in KC.
All right, Lee Evans down the left sideline. J.P. Lossman out of Tulane hooks up with Evans on an 83-yard touchdown strike. 205 yards receiving in the first quarter for Evans. Exciting football game. Buffalo 17-14 over the Houston Texans.
And Cleveland trying to win back-to-back games for the first time since 2003. Ben Roethlisberger's 3 interceptions helping. It's 10-0 right now at halftime. And when we are done with the National Football League today, it's the exclusive debut of the latest BCS standings. A big shakeup in the works. Maybe number 2 Michigan loses at number 1 Ohio State yesterday. Who is number 2? We will find out. And the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, Jim Tressel, will join us live to discuss yesterday's game and look forward to whom they might be playing in the championship.
You know, Troy Smith, 4 touchdowns yesterday. Obviously, I think he's the logical choice for the Heisman Trophy. Michigan made their case for that number 2 slot yesterday in a loss. Ironically enough, both USC and Notre Dame, who play next Saturday night, will both be looking to make their case for that number 2 slot. It's wide open.
Don't forget about Florida, Arkansas in the SEC championship game. They both just got 1 loss.
It's still it's USC. And I don't want to see Michigan play again, even though they may be the best team.
I do, because I think they are the 2 best teams in the country.
They lost,
and that's what it should be about. We'll hear what Jim Tressel has to say about that on the postgame show. Second half of your NFL game coming up next.
The biggest race in the world is back. NASCAR returns to Fox with the Daytona.
Ford Fusion, Smart Money Magazine's best new car value. Check it out during Ford's year-end event.
Let's get it started.
With Fusion's class exclusive all-wheel drive, a premium navigation system, standard front side impact airbags, great mileage, and more, you'll know why the smart money is on Ford Fusion.
Let's get it started.
Now, after all offers, Ford Fusion starts at only $16,995 during Ford's year-end event.
And now with business news
stores, we turn to our correspondent.
I have just been handed a list of the huge deals that Menards customers will land Friday and Saturday with super deals Friday from 6 to 11 a.m.
Can you tell our viewers what some of those deals are?
Let's just say you're going to want to be here Friday at 6 a.m. I've never seen deals this big. Unbelievable. We've got toys.
Don't miss Menards after Thanksgiving sale. Huge savings on hundreds of items. Extra savings between 6 and 11 a.m. this Friday.
This is winter in California.
We shred.
We fly. We carve.
We defy gravity.
Convention.
Definition.
Yo, we crater.
We go big.
We earn our turns.
And we only have one rule.
One rule.
One rule.
There are no rules.
So grab your sunscreen.
And your party hat.
And head to California.
Because if you were snow, where would you want to fall?
I really think we should pull over. They want us to pull over. Pulling over.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
You left us at the diner. There's a new number in it. Let's go.
Introducing the all-new midsize Suzuki XL7. It's going to be a great ride. Lease the all-new Suzuki XL7 starting at $299 a month. Offer ends November 30th.
Fox News Chicago, the most powerful name in local news.
Every single moment counts. Every single play matters. And there's nothing like seeing every single thing live.
And down he goes! Touchdown Bears! Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah!
And it's a division title for your Chicago Bears. Soldier Field on its feet right now.
Get your Chicago Bears tickets for the 2006 season. Call 847-615-BEAR or visit chicagobears.com.
The Bears-Jets wrap-up with Rex Grossman. That's tonight at 10.
Defense, 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 or a lack of offense. Either way, no score after a half here at Giant Stadium. The scoring summary looks like that. Nada. What have we seen here? I mean, let's look at it from Chicago's perspective first. They have the win over the Giants. They have this game. Now they've got a game coming up at New England. Is this one of those trap games for the Bears here today?
Well, I do think it's hard to get up emotionally week in and week out. I mean, the emotion that was expended in that win last week was obviously something. But, you know, right now it's a defensive battle in Chicago. They're running the ball probably as well as they have all season long, but they're just not getting anything out of their passing game. And then for the Jets, you know, they get the one long drive, and because of the turnover, aren't able to come away with any points, and that's been the difference.
Yeah, and the Jets have to look at this game as their last big hurdle down the stretch. There's the fantasy update. It's an onside kick, and Chris Harris takes over for Chicago. So the Jets come out in a 0-0 defensive struggle. And why they pick now to try an onside kick to give the Bears life, I don't know. But Nugent hit it, and Chris Harris came down with it.
They're just trying to catch Chicago off guard and get a cheap one on them. And sometimes, you know, as a coach, you do that when you don't think that you match up real well against the opponent. Now, if you started the game with that, I may understand it a little bit more. But due to the way that the Jets have played, and it's a 0-0 ball game, I don't know if that was a good time for that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That caught everybody by surprise except for Chris Harris. And now Thomas Jones stays on his feet. Forced out by Kerry Rhodes, an 18-yard run, and this whole second half could turn around on that onside kick try by the Jets.
Well, it's a game of momentum, and it's a game of momentum shifts, and by recovering that onside attempt, all of a sudden you give life into this Chicago offense that really didn't have a lot of it when the first half ended.
They stay with Thomas Jones, picks his way, and on first down picks up 4 yards. Kimo von Oelhoffen on the stop.
You know, I think when you talk about the fact that you may do something like that during the week leading up to the ball game, I mean, there's obviously risk involved. You're hoping that you get the recovery, but it's not a guarantee. You tell your defense, we're going to give the opponent great field position if we fail to recover that onside kick. Our defense has to step up and at least hold them to 3 points.
2nd down and 6. Jones again. Still a total of -1 passing yards for the Bears. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Yeah, Joe, that -1 yard passing, spotty run game, their defense struggling with the opponent's run game. Those are some of the areas that Lovie Smith hopes to see improvement in the second half. He said, we've weathered the storm, but we have to play much better in the second half. As for Eric Mangini, well, he's hoping for more of the same because he's loving his team's physical play. He's especially pleased with how they're playing the run. He says it's going to come down to turnovers, though, whether they get them or we do.
3rd down and 3. Hand off to Thomas Jones. Still going down inside the 5. 1st and goal from the 4.
You know, this is a type of running game that the Chicago Bears really excel at, and it's Thomas Jones downhill where he has the ability for any type of cutback lanes. He doesn't have to cut back there. He stays play side. And there's been some pretty good gashes on this possession for him to be able to run the football.
First down and goal from the 4. More from Thomas Jones. It goes nowhere.
You know, that onside kick is certainly going to be second guessed. And you know, I thought going in at halftime, when you consider where the Jets are in their season at 5-4, a big win on the road last week against the New England Patriots, to be able to be playing here at home against a team that's 8-1, clearly the best team in the NFC, and go toe-to-toe with them and actually should have had the lead. You know, that was a pretty risky move there to potentially take all the emotion right out of your team.
2nd down and goal. Can the Jet defense hold Chicago out of the end zone? They stiffen up again. It's 3rd and goal. It has been a Thomas Jones dominated possession. And for Eric Mangini to talk to Pam Oliver and talk about it's going to be a game where a turnover may decide it. It was like handing Chicago a turnover by trying the onside kick.
I do think, however, Joe, if this defense is able to stiffen up right here and hold them out of the end zone, I think that it could be something that serves the Jets well as far as emotionally. The fact that Mangini showed confidence and faith in his team by taking such a risk.
3rd down and goal. Hand off. Thomas Jones won't get there. And that's exactly what has happened as the defense facing a 1st and goal from the 4, tighten it down and hold Chicago out of the end zone.
Well, they just again try to come off tackle. Reuben Brown, the left guard, pulling, but he gets knocked out to where he's not able to lead the way. He was supposed to be the offensive lineman leading the way for Jones. A great job right there by this New York Jet defense.
But we are staring at the first points of the day as Gold, who has made 25 straight, is on to try what is basically an extra point. 20-yard try, and it's 3-0 Chicago. So the Jets dodge the bullet in one sense. They try the onside kick. Harris is there for Chicago. The defense holds Chicago out of the end zone, but the Bears finally strike first.
Have you noticed? Southwest Airlines now has more nonstop flights from coast to coast than ever before.
You are now free to move about the country.
Disciplined investing. It isn't about star fund managers. At T. Rowe Price, it's about experienced investment teams that...
NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. By T. Rowe Price, mutual funds, IRAs, college savings, invest with confidence. By Miller Lite, for great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call. And by Ford F-Series, built for bold moves, built Ford tough.
The Bears drove the ball into Jets territory one time in that first half. The deepest they got was the New York 41. The onside kick try didn't work. The Bears got it at the New York 44. Went 42 yards, 7 plays, all Thomas Jones runs, and come away with a field goal. This is Justin Miller returning the kick. One of the best in the league. Stays on his feet and is wrapped up at the 29-yard line. 21-yard return by Miller. And now Pennington and the Jets back to work, now down by 3.
UPS, covering more of Europe before noon than anyone. UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
Football fans have become too reliant on one sign. So what do we come up with?
Luck.
Sure, left.
I propose you use nickel when you need 5 defensive backs, or dime when you need 6.
But I think it's about time we show a little love to offense. Offense!
Let's issue a continuance on the defense and give the offense a tryout this season.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
Michael, lass mal runter ein bisschen. Weiter links. Gut. So you.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Chad Pennington put this together in the first half. A lot of short underneath throws. The Jets start the second half by running it with Barlow. And he picks up half a yard.
Yeah, you look at the numbers and where he has thrown the ball. Not a lot unlike it is each and every week, but you know, with only one attempt over 20 yards, and granted, the deep ball is not Chad Pennington's strength. I do think that when you're playing the Bears, at times you've got to give yourself an opportunity to make some plays, because it is hard to move the ball if you're not getting big chunks.
Stretch that defense out a little bit. They are clamped down on the Jets now. 2nd down and 9. Showing blitz, they come with it. Hillenmeyer, the pass to Coles, makes a move. Crosses the 35 by just a bit. Nathan Vasher on the stop, a gain of 6. Manning in on the tackle as well, 3rd and 3.
And that's a lot of what we've seen today, the underneath throws, especially out there wide to Lavernous Coles. But today, the Bears have really done a good job of tackling. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the ball game. Nathan Vasher, Charles Tillman, those guys do a good job bringing receivers down after they make the catch.
A blitz from the Bears. Pennington on 3rd down has a man. Pass is caught. Kachuri inside Chicago territory, brought down at the Bear 42.
Yeah, they're going to bring Lance Briggs here in the middle, but Leon Washington does a great job of picking it up and giving Chad Pennington time. Then they lay it out there to Jericho Kachuri, a big receiver. A ball that's thrown somewhat behind him, but he's able to make the play. Typically, a rookie running back struggles in pass protection. Leon Washington doing a good job on that play.
Play clock down to 1, and Baker, the tight end, makes the catch. Tillman throws him down, a gain of 4.
You know, go back and take a look at what happens here. It's a pick play between the 2 receivers, Jericho Kachuri, and then you got Lavernous Coles, and he's trying to just scrape right here on Ricky Manning. He's able to do it. It's illegal to run the pick play, but what you try to do as an offensive player is make it appear that you're trying to run a route. The officials know what you're doing, but unless it's obvious, you don't get the call.
What's the screen, Lance?
The Jets have moved the ball better on the Chicago defense than the Bears have on the Jets defense. Handoff is to Washington, and he is wrapped up, brought down by Alex Brown. No gain.
That's a good play by Alex Brown. Leon Washington, if he was able to get through that, he's probably running for another 10-15 yards.
Brings up 3rd down and 7. Pennington throws, the pass complete. Coles first down at the 25.
Tell you, this offensive line really does a great job on this play, as they have throughout the day, picking up the twist, giving Chad Pennington a clean pocket to step up and make the throw. Lavernous Coles finds the hole in the zone. Just good execution. The Jets have been pretty good all day on 3rd down.
Off to Washington. Leon back to the line of scrimmage. This is a Jets offensive line which allowed only 1 sack at New England against the Patriots, and for the most part they have done a good job of protecting Pennington against the top-ranked defense in the league.
They're very well coached. We talked about Tony Wise and the job that he has done. It's a group that does a much better job in pass protection than what they do in terms of firing off the ball in run blocking.
2nd down and 10. And that'll cost the Jets 5. That was Baker.
False start. Number 86 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, you just see too many of those. We saw DeBrickashaw Ferguson in the first half, Lavernous Coles, now it's Chris Baker. And 5 yards may not seem much to most of those people sitting at home watching this ball game, but I can tell you, trying to convert a 1st down when you're 2nd and 15 is extremely difficult.
Jets are inside field goal range for the moment. The pass picked off. Vasher with the interception. Pennington threw it up as he went down. Alex Brown with pressure on Chad Pennington, and the pass is picked off. Looking for the tight end Baker, a collision with Washington. The interception, 2nd of the day by Pennington, and another turnover picked up by this Bear defense.
Best-in-class payload outside and a ton of comfort inside.
What are you doing? You trashing my truck.
You serious? Sorry.
Ford F-150. Treat it right.
Why am I a Dell customer? Because they design solutions around the apps that I use to manage my customers, not around the solution Dell wants to sell. Everything's more open and easier to manage, so Dell doesn't lock me in. They set me free to grow.
Dell PowerEdge 2950 servers feature the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors. It's your enterprise, so every Dell solution is purely you.
The 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper add up to so much taste. 23 is always on the tip of your tongue.
And so, at the end of the 23rd quarter, it's all tied up, 23-23.
X is the square root of Y. True or false? Karen.
23?
Dr. Pepper. With 23 flavors and one mind-blowing taste, there's more to it.
Fox Tuesday at 9, 8 Central. A patient with no options.
Is he gonna die?
And a doctor who'll stop at nothing to save him.
This test isn't exactly FDA approved.
You committed a crime! Do something! All new house after standoff. Fox Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
First down, Chicago, as they take over after the Vasher interception, and Thomas Jones picks up 3.
You know, go back and take a look. D'Brickashaw-Ferguson is going to act like the ball's being run here and then come back and peel on it and block Alex Brown. The problem is that by the time he turns, Alex Brown already has the corner. Chad Pennington doesn't have time to see where it was he was trying to throw the ball, throws it up to avoid the sack, but instead got the interception.
Speed on defense. Speed with Alex Brown, and that's a false start against the Bears, who have done almost 0 offensively.
False start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
They get Bernard Berrien. Tomorrow night on Fox at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, there's only 2 episodes left until the explosive fall finale of Prison Break. It's all new tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised. The only bright spot for the Bears on offense is that Thomas Jones has his 2nd straight 100-yard day. But they have not been able to throw the ball at all. 2nd and 12. The pass is incomplete. Throw too low for Bradley. Third down and 12.
You know, they brought Eric Barton up inside, but the Bears do a good job picking that up. You know, Rex Grossman, it looked like he had the time, and he certainly had a wide open Mark Bradley to put the ball into his hands. Tell right now, Rex Grossman just has not been able to get into any type of rhythm in this ball game.
Pass for Muhammad is perfect. And Muhsin Muhammad has a first down inside Jet territory. Knocked down at the 46, a 28-yard completion, and the best throw of the day from Rex Grossman.
Well, it sure was. And Muhsin Muhammad, I mean, this is really one of his strengths. Look at him go up for the ball and make a play on it when it's in the air. You know, a lot of wide receivers get a little nervous about extending their arms up when they think they may take a shot. But he was able to get in there and make the play without getting nailed by Eric Smith.
Andre Dyson injured on the play. We'll take a break.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves. They happen every day.
You wanted to have a game room, so we created that.
We're changing this.
Pick it up, get it. Good. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. First pivot. 2.4 seconds left, and it's time. This is it.
Why wouldn't I want the last shot when I know I've already made it?
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Dell. Business solutions designed for one company in mind. Yours. Dell. Purely you.
Dyson able to walk off under his own power after being shaken up on that last play, trying to set up a screen, and it's not there for McKee. Grossman fires it at his fullback's feet. 2nd and 10. Let's go to Chris Rose standing by with a game break.
All right, Joe, down in Tampa Bay, we're tied at 10 after Bruce Gradkowski to Joey Galloway to Anthony Beck, the former Jet, on the ricochet for his first TD of the year, and we're tied at 10. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Chris, thank you. And it's the debut of Jason Campbell.
Oh, Chris Rose does a good job on that, doesn't he?
Very good job. Good to hear his voice. 2nd down and 10 with 3:55. Thomas Jones over 100 yards on the day, and Jones picks up 4 over the left side. Go back before the injury, Troy. That was a big completion of 28 yards from Grossman to Muhammad on a 3rd down and 12 play.
Yeah, and it's the first time that they've been able to get the ball down the field themselves. The first completion over 20 yards in this ball game for Rex Grossman.
There's under 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter already. 3rd and 6. Quick throw, pass is complete. Bradley a yard shy of a 1st down. Good tackle by David Barrett. He needed 6. He got 5. And it's 4th down.
You know, you see back here, no safety in the middle of the field. The Jets are just selling out. They're going to bring everybody match up on the outside. If you're able to break a tackle there, then you're going all the way for a touchdown. But a good tackle by Eric Coleman.
The Bears will go for it on 4th and 1 in that in-between yardage. Have to get it to the 36. Handoff is to Jones, and he picks it up easily. Thomas, for the 4th time in his last 6 games, is over 100 yards. He adds to it with 4 yards on 4th and 1. 1st down, Chicago.
You know, Thomas Jones, he missed most of the offseason work. He was in a contract holdout, and then when he got to training camp, he tweaked his hamstring, and it's just now starting to really feel a lot better. He started off very slow this season, has run the ball more effectively the last couple of games, but this today is the best he has run the ball all year.
Penalty flag at the snap, and the pass underneath for Jones. Incomplete.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 men in motion without resetting, 5-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
So it's 1st down and 15. Jones, you mentioned, starting to feel better and better week to week. At 113 yards here on this field against the Giants on Sunday night, plus a touchdown. He called that night his most proud as a Chicago Bear.
Yeah, and you say better and better each game this season. He's gotten better and better each year that he's been in the National Football League. His numbers continue to get better. Last year rushing for 1,300 yards.
Grossman ran over to the sideline to get that play. Bears race to the line, set it up, and the pass is knocked down. Rhodes got his hands up. He was coming on a blitz.
I tell you, it's the ubiquitous Kerry Rhodes. I mean, this guy's been all over the field today. Every time you turn around, he's been around the action. He's come up the middle. He's coming off the edge here, and he gets a hand on the ball and keeps them from being able to complete the pass.
Now it's 2nd down and 15.
You know, so much of what the Jets do with their secondary players, whether it's Kerry Rhodes or Eric Coleman, they're interchangeable in what they can do. And that's the type of defense that Eric Mangini wants.
Grossman 1 for 7 against the blitz, and this one is too high for Rashid Davis. 3rd down and 15. Hank Poteet, an extra defensive back, was there for the Jets.
We've seen so much blitzing, not only last week, but then here again today by the New York Jets. And Eric Mangini likes to say that on each time you bring a blitz, someone's band is going to be playing. And he said early in the season when we'd bring the blitz, the other team's band was playing. And just recently, they've started to make it work for them.
On 3rd and 15, the pass behind Muhammad. Had a little space between himself and Justin Miller. But the throw is behind Muhammad, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, he had a chance if he was able to get the ball into Muhsin Muhammad's hands on the run. I just think a lot of times as a quarterback, when you're getting pressure and you're having to rush throws, then when there are those times when you have time to set your feet and make an accurate pass, your timing's still off, expecting pressure in your face, and you don't make accurate throws.
Punt number 6 on the day for Maynard. And the fair catch hauled in by Dwight at the 10. The defensive battle continues here at Giants Stadium. 3-0 Bears. Jets with a football.
If you're a man over 50, it's time to take the Avidart quiz. Are you always going? Do you have trouble going? Are you going at night? Maybe you think you have a going problem. But what if it's a growing problem? What if it's not your bladder, but instead you have an enlarging prostate? 50% of men over 50 do, and you may be able to do something about that going and growing with Avidart. Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avidart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms. Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition, such as prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Avidart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avidart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Have you called your doctor? Avidart, for your growing problem.
What is it you want, Barry? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Barry.
I'll take it. This holiday, let her know she's made your life wonderful with a Diamond Circle necklace from Kay Jewelers. And you can be assured of 2 things. Every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully, and she'll absolutely love it.
Am I talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Every kiss begins with Kay.
New on DVD.
Dupree, live with us?
Bring home Dupree. Nice! Just don't expect him to leave.
The downstairs toilet is on the fritz again.
You, Me, and Dupree. Own it this Tuesday.
Do not forget to vote for whether or not the one and only Galloping Gobbler Award should again be handed out on Thanksgiving on Fox. Log on today and throughout the week. Head to foxsports.com on MSN, keyword Gobbler. The fate of the Galloping Gobbler rests in your fingertips.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, even if they vote for us not to give it out, doesn't mean we got to listen to them.
It's true. Spent a lot on the construction of that trophy.
I mean,
be a shame to get rid of it. Pennington sets up and throws high for Lavernous Coles as the Jets have their worst starting field position of the day, backed up at their own 11. And here it is in all its glory, all polished up with the lights glistening off the helmet of the Galloping Gobbler. And on Thanksgiving Day, when we hit the air at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, someone at the end of that game, if voting continues the way it's gone, will get that award. Hand off underneath to Cedric Houston. It'll be 3rd down and long. By the way, Tommy Harris has been in the locker room receiving IV fluids as the Jets have had this up-tempo offense, and so far for Pennington, 11 of 17 with 2 interceptions. One to Urlacher and one to Vasher. 3rd and 9. Pass is out of the reach of Kachary. And this crowd getting a little restless as with 44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's a 3-and-out here for the Jets offense.
I mean, if you look at what the Jets have been able to do offensively today, overall, I mean, they've not done that poorly. I mean, you got to remember that this is a great defensive team in the Chicago Bears. The difference has been the 2 interceptions that Chad Pennington has thrown, and those are 2 things that Eric Mangini just did not want to have happen.
Graham hits it, and it checks up on the Jets side of midfield. There's a penalty flag way back at the 14-yard line. As of right now, they're going to mark the ball at midfield.
Holding number 58 of the receiving team. The penalty is 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, Chicago.
That's McClover, a former Jet. It has been a wild ride for Eric Mangini. It's a great story. In 92 and 93, the Q Colts in Australia. He was the head coach there, and there's plenty to that story. 95, he's Bill Belichick's coach's assistant with the Browns. 96 through 2005, an NFL assistant coach and coordinator for 3 teams, won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and this year becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL.
It's amazing how fast it's happened for him. In fact, with each one of those stops, he always thought that that was going to be it for him, and then he'd ultimately get out of the coaching profession, and here he is at 35, head coach of the Jets.
Done a great job in his first year here with New York. Benson carries it, picks up 4. And it's really, Troy, a story of a guy who just kept saying yes to a lot of opportunities that came his way. Is smart, obviously, learned, and here he is at 35 running the Jets.
And I think he's going to be a great head coach for this team. And you talk about what he's been able to do in such a short period of time. These players, they believe in him.
That is the end of the third quarter here at the Meadowlands. 3-0 Chicago. The NFL on Fox will continue after this from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Seen how they play.
Yes! Victory.
Now see how they live.
I'm only tough on Sundays.
Run, like the. Visit ATTBlueroom.com/sports for exclusive access into your favorite players' worlds.
Someone's about to lose their Selling Miller highlight privileges. Can I borrow that for a second? Hamburger, $11.50. Are you for real? Step aside, mon ami. Pardon moi. Excuse us. See, this beer is about helping people live the high life. It's a good, honest beer at a tasty price. Mess with the high life, and the high life will mess with you. $11.50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
Welcome to the Gig Simulator.
Hey, what's up, I'm JB?
Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny is destined to become the most hilarious rock epic ever.
Are you with me? Totally.
Let's go! Cause it's a pig!
Jack Black is a comedic genius.
Oh, sweet baby!
It's one of the great movie battles of all time. You'll laugh till it hurts, and then you'll laugh some more. Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny, rated R, starts Wednesday. Soundtrack now available.
You've seen how they play.
Yes! Victory.
Now see how they live.
I'm only tough on Sundays.
Run, like the. Visit ATTBlueroom.com/sports for exclusive access into your favorite players' worlds.
The Bears-Jets wrap up with Rex Grossman. That's tonight at 10.
Little Kasabian for you here as we start the fourth quarter. Second down for the Bears. Good work by each defense. A failed onside kick and a couple of Jets turnovers on 2 Pennington interceptions. That's the day. Grossman fires and completes. Bradley into the open field. Being chased by Hobson, won't get him. Touchdown. Mark Bradley is good from 57 yards. And the Chicago Bears score the first touchdown of the day.
Well, they've been able to get away with it throughout the game as far as bringing pressure and leaving your corners out there on an island. When you do that, you've just got to be able to make the tackle. And that time, Drew Coleman was unable to make the tackle on Mark Bradley.
Bradley, a guy who last year was putting together a very good rookie season until he tore his ACL. Missed the last 9 games. This year, he's been inactive 5 games, coming off an ankle injury. Played last week well. His second game in a row here at Giant Stadium. He's good from 57 yards. And the extra point makes it 10-0 Chicago.
Well, here's Mark Bradley. They just run a curl route. As you're going to see, the ball gets placed on him. And then right there, you got to make the tackle. Drew Coleman slips. But there's no safety to help. There's no safety in the middle of the field. There's no safety helping Drew Coleman on that side of the field. So as a receiver, once you make someone miss, Then if you've got the speed, which Mark Bradley has, it's enough to get you all the way into the end zone. You don't, as a quarterback, drop back and throw 8-yard routes expecting that they're going to be going for 60-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, and so let's say this. Grossman celebrates. That's got to be a relief for Rex Grossman. But prior to that throw, and it's a short throw, he was putting together really a game where he has struggled. His passer rating under 50 before that touchdown throw. And he was putting together his third poor game in the last 5. You go back to the game at Arizona 2 weeks ago against Miami, and here today they haven't done much with Grossman moving the football. It's been a good day for Thomas Jones, but the eyes and the microscope still on this inexperienced quarterback for Chicago.
Yeah, I think so, and he has. I mean, throughout his season this year, he has been up and down. And if they can get a little more consistency out of Rex Grossman and even a little more consistency out of this offense, you know, this team, just think how many games they've won already without those things.
Line drive kick bobbled by Justin Miller, goes back and grabs it, and then he is met by Chris Harris. Now that we are into the flexible schedule portion of the NFL season, here are some of the great matchups the NFL has picked for Fox in the coming weeks. Next Sunday, Chicago at New England, late game. December 3rd, Dallas right here against the Giants, a late game. The 17th, Philadelphia at the Giants, a late game. And an early one right here at the Meadowlands with the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. And could be looking at an advantage with home field playoff advantage being battled that day between the Saints and New York. Here the Jets down 10-0, taking over at their own 26. Pennington drops it off for Washington, and Leon is hit by the big body of Urlacher, a gain of 6.
Oh man, I mean, Brian Urlacher, we talk about his speed and his range from sidelines to sidelines, but as we saw there, generally when he shows up, he's packing a pretty good wallop too. I don't know if TV does it justice, just as how hard he got hit.
Opening minute of the fourth quarter, it's 2nd down and 4 for the Jets. Pennington fires, completes to Coles, and Lavernous is out across the 40 to the 43, 1st down. Another short throw from the Jets, and here is Urlacher after that hit on Washington.
Yeah, I tell you, he is a great player. I mean, you feel bad even having to say that, but I think there are still some people out there that question him, but no one in football does.
Washington almost fell down as he made his break to the outside. Brown is out there for Chicago, a gain of 2. And just to finish the thought on Grossman, there have been some who have called him a gunslinger. It's not really needed with the Chicago team the way it's constructed. They've got a defense they can ride. They've got very good special teams. Control the football, hang on to it, don't turn it over, move the ball a little bit, and this Bear team's going to be tough to beat.
And I think that's what they try to talk to him about during the weeks leading up to ball games. But I will say that here this year they're so much improved offensively than where they ever were a year ago.
No question. 2nd down and 8. A blitz. Pennington fires low. He had Briggs right in his face, and the throw skipped in to Lavernous Coles. 3rd down. Look at what New England is doing to Green Bay, taking it out on Brett Favre and the Packers 28-zip.
Now here's the pressure on Chad Pennington and Lance Briggs. He's been coming up the middle a lot. You try to go low and block on him. Leon Washington does, and it's enough that, I don't know if he got a hand on the ball or not, but it was enough there that kept Pennington from being able to get enough on the ball for the completion.
It's 3rd and 8. A blitz from Manning. Washington picked it up, but the pass incomplete. Lavernous Coles, the intended receiver. Manning was coming off the corner. Leon Washington at least saved Chad Pennington a big headache.
And I don't think Chad Pennington realized that Leon Washington was going to pick up Manning, because when he slides here, now he has time to make a little bit of a better throw, even though Adonijay is in his face. But he had an open guy.
Cole's the intended receiver, and Pennington missed him by plenty. Devin Hester waits for it from Graham. Hester, starting at about the 15, is tripped up by Brad Smith. A 6-yard return by the exciting Devin Hester after a 40-yard punt. Bears have the ball and a 10-point lead.
So thousands of other mid-sized companies run SAP software. Does that mean I'm not the maverick nonconformist I thought I was?
Domino's Brooklyn-style pizza, boss. Big slice, big toppings. You gotta fold it like this.
You call that a fold? Come on, fold it like a man.
I am folding like a man.
That's ridiculous.
Get our new Brooklyn-style pizza with your choice of extra-large sausage or pepperoni for just $9.99.
Hello, Mr. McDermott.
Call me Jim. You'll be my son-in-law in a few weeks.
Okay, Jim.
Actually, I hope you can think of me as a buddy.
Sounds good, Jim. Jimbo. Jimmy Boy, the Jimster. Jimmy Crackcone, and I don't care. Jim? I mean, Mr. McDermott? Sir?
Switch to singular with the fewest dropped calls. Now buy a Samsung phone and get 3 free.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Hummer, like nothing else. By DirecTV. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's DirecTV. By Bristol Myers Squibb. Together we can prevail. And by Singular. Raising the bar.
Rex Grossman coming off that 57-yard touchdown throw to Bradley. A 10-point Chicago lead. And a handoff to Cedric Benson. He'll try the right side and pick up 2. Some of the key injuries today. Brett Favre leaving with an arm injury. It obviously remains to be seen if that consecutive game streak will continue next week. Donovan McNabb being carted off with the knee injury, and Marcus Colston, a hot rookie for the Saints, an ankle injury.
Well, and obviously the Eagles are not the same team. They've shown that in previous years when Donovan McNabb has been injured, most recently last year. The thing that they did do this year, however, was they addressed the backup position. Jeff Garcia will now be playing, a guy who's been a Pro Bowl player, has won a lot of games in this league.
2nd down and 8 for Chicago. Benson again. Not much. The Jets want a 3 and out and get some good field position as the play is blown dead after a 1-yard gain, but a flag came in at the very end of the play. Looks like it's against the Jets.
because all the Bears are pointing that way.
That's why it looks like.
Hands to the face. Number 77 defense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Rashawn Moore. Let's say this, though. We've talked a lot about Grossman. He has not turned the ball over. And that's point 1 for Grossman. And point 2, he has 18 touchdown passes, which is the most by a Bear quarterback in a season since Eric Kramer had 29 in 1995. So there have been the hiccups with the big turnover games, but he has not done that today. 11.5 to go in this game. And the handoff is to McKee, the fullback. Picks up 2. Let's go to Chris Rose, who is standing by with a game break. Chris.
All right, Joe, you know, Brian Billick, 3-0 since he took over the offensive coordinator duties. That guy should get a raise. Jamal Lewis with 2 touchdowns today. First time in the last 35 games he's scored more than 1, and the Ravens up 7 on the Falcons. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
If he gets something better than a raise, he gets to keep his job.
Start there. Then ask for more money. 2nd and 8. A blitz from the Jets. Bears pick it up. Grossman fires for Berrien, caught. And a penalty flag has been thrown on the play. It's a hold against Chicago. Looks like the ribs for Berrien held up, but this play's coming back.
Holding, offense, number 57, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Yeah, and that's Olin Kreutz, their all-pro center. That was called on the play. He's going to be right here in the middle. He's working against Dwayne Robertson. Well, I don't know. I tell you what, if they make that call, they can make that call pretty much on every play. I'll tell you, I'll go back to the penalty on Rashad Moore. The Bears were getting ready to face 3rd and long. And if they don't convert, which they've not been very good on 3rd downs today, they give the ball back to the Jets with good field position and a lot of time on the clock. That was a big penalty here in this 4th quarter.
So was the last one on Kreutz. It negates a 21-yard completion to Berrien as Cedric Benson makes it to the 30, and that's it. 3rd and long coming up, a gain of 4. Tuesday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, watch the Emmy Award-winning smash hit House. All new at its new time. At time Tuesday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised. Benson comes off. Adrian Peterson comes on. And it's 3rd and 14. Jets need a stop. Grossman with protection. Underneath to Peterson. Nowhere to go, and a punt coming from the Bears. A gain of 4. Brian Thomas there to make the stop for the Jets.
Hey, this defense for the Jets, I mean, they should be proud of the job that they've done today. They've played very well. I think overall the Jets would have to feel good about it, but they played them so well there in the first half. Of course, it's still just a 10-point game. You come in against this team and they have played well, but I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment if they're not able to pull this one out.
Brad Maynard has been busy punting the ball today. Eric Smith got through and tried to block it. This is a short punt by Maynard. Good field position at their own 40 for the Jets after a 26-yard punt by Brad Maynard. 10-0 Chicago.
Brunch, $30.
Hey, that's okay, Wendy. That was a good carry. You're still the man. You're the man.
Latte, $4.
Shake it off, Johnny. Rub some dirt on it.
New piano, $3,000.
All right, guys. They're not saying boo. They're saying movers.
Supporting your team. Priceless.
All right, Bobby. You still got the best arm in the neighborhood.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
This is decaf, right?
Y'all ready to order? And y'all ready to check me out in the amazing picture clarity of DirecTV HD? It's broadcast in 1080i. I totally don't know what that means, but I want it.
For the best in HD, get DirecTV.
That was an awesome show.
Awesome.
Hey, would you mind?
No problem.
Me too. So, are you the bass player or the drummer?
I'm not in the band. I'm just here for the Bud Light. Who's pen?
Johnny! Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Who's Todd Schischler?
When I got my new H3, I customized it. I got the marker lamps, the chrome, the rims, brush guard, but I couldn't stop there.
Pro Bowler Tommy Harris, who has been frustrated. He's gone 5 games without a sack. At 5 in his first 4, has been bothered by cramps in this game, been getting intravenous fluids. Jets have had a good pace to their offense, but have not picked up any points. Coming off a 3 and out, they set up, and Pennington underneath completes it. Briggs on the stop and a gain on the play of 4. Conchery on the catch for New York.
You know, I think you said it well, Joe. The pace has been good for the Jets because of this no-huddle offense that they've been running throughout the day. They're going to have to pick up the pace, and they're going to have to start getting some bigger chunks in their passing game.
Handoff is to Houston, and he breaks through for a first down, a gain of 8.
I think right now, with just under 8.5 minutes to play, I mean, they have to come away with some points on this possession, whether that's a touchdown or a field goal, that if they're unable to do that, I don't think they're going to have a chance to win this ball game.
They have a first down at the Chicago 47. Four-man rush, the pass complete. Lavernous Coles. Vasher had fallen down, and Coles has another first down.
You know, and the difference really, I mean, between the touchdown that Bradley was able to score, when you see Brian Urlacher, he makes Vasher miss, but when he makes him miss, you got Brian Urlacher running over there to the sidelines to make the play. I mean, this guy goes full speed sideline to sideline on every snap.
7.5 to play. It's Houston to the 30. You know what we can't lose sight of, Troy, and I know the Jets are hurrying it up. The reversal on that call on this end of the field, which may have taken points off the board eventually for the Jets. And then obviously the 2 turnovers.
That's right.
As Pennington has thrown 2 interceptions, one in the red zone in the Chicago end zone with the arms of Urlacher. On second down, a quick throw to Conchery. And there is nothing there. Hillenmeyer and Tillman. A loss of 2.
And then Tillman gave the old
jump shot.
Yeah, the jump shot that's become so popular around the NFL these days. But when you try to get the ball out here to these wide receivers, again, the Bears, and I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to outflank them as quickly as they can by getting the ball in their hands. But this defense pursues so well. It's just a very hard defense to run to the sidelines against.
Third down and 7. Pennington throws for the sideline out of the reach of Coles. And now a decision. You're right at the edge of field goal range for Nugent. You've got 4th down. It would be a 50-yard try from here. A career long, and the short career for Nugent is 49 yards. And on 4th and 7, the Jets are going to go for it, down 10-0.
Which I think is the right decision, because you would not punt here. You're going to run out of time with it being a 2-possession game. And if you don't think you can at least make the field goal, there really is only this thing to do.
Penalty flags and whistles.
False start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's on the center, the rookie Mangold. And now you've got 4th and 12. And we watch the ball, see if the rookie moved it. Now with that 5-yard penalty, it brings the punting unit onto the field for the Jets with 6:22 to go. And it changes the decision on the part of Eric Mangini. The end-over-end punt of Graham. And it checks up. It'll be tapped at about the 10. So a false start call against the rookie Mangold, and it's a 10-0 Chicago lead. They have the ball.
Beneath the placid exterior lies a cauldron of activity inside the Wendy's new jalapeno cheddar double melt. Shown here, we see its many layers, each serving an important function. Fresh ground beef patties insulate the center, keeping it warm. A slice of pepper jack melts beneath bacon, and deep at the burger's core, jalapenos explode in a river of molten cheese. Man can only stand in awe of this miraculous way to do what tastes right.
Rated M for mature. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. Mad world. Mad world.
See me driving down the street. I'm bored with looking good. 'Cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am.
He saved her life. Now her attraction could become a deadly obsession. Standoff. All new, followed by House. 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Cadillac. Check out the Cadillac Navigation event going on now. Cadillac, life, liberty, and the pursuit.
It will be interesting to see what Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Bears, dials up here. The ball at the Chicago 10, leading by 10. Thomas Jones is forced out of bounds by Victor Hobson. A gain of 4. We look back. Chad Pennington has thrown 2 interceptions. One in the Chicago end zone, the other flipped to Nathan Vasher. And then a 57-yard touchdown catch, more of a catch and run by Mark Bradley. And Urlacher's been doing his thing with his smiles and his hits and his 10 tackles and his 1 interception.
You know, he's one of those guys who just loves to play, and his energy is infectious to the rest of his teammates, and he has had a great game today.
2nd down and 7. Jones spins, stays on his feet, and picks up a big Chicago first down. Running hard is Thomas Jones. Vilma on the stop, and Ron Turner is keeping the ball on the ground, letting the game clock wind down. Chicago and the Jets each with 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, of course, Ron Turner, the younger brother of Norv Turner, who was my offensive coordinator there in Dallas, currently the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. This is Ron's 2nd season as coordinator for the Chicago Bears. This time around, he had also been the offensive coordinator under Dave Wanstead several years ago, but he's done a great job with his unit.
See the Bears milking the play clock, letting as much time wind off the game clock as they can. And Jones for no gain. Let's go to Chris Rose for a game break.
Joe, if you didn't start Chad Johnson in your fantasy league the last 2 weeks, you should be dropped from the league. Carson Palmer finds Ocho Cinco. Get this, 15 catches, 398 yards, 4 scores, and 1 pulled hammy in the last 2 weeks. Bengals have a 7-point lead down in the Bayou. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Chris, thank you. And there's the day for Chad Johnson with his 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Saints trying to avoid their 2nd straight loss. We watched them drop one at Pittsburgh last week. Quick throw to Bradley, the completion, the first down. So Turner puts the ball in the hands of Rex Grossman. The Bears still haven't turned it over today. And that completion good for 10 yards and a first down to Mark Bradley. We look ahead to next week. Fox NFL Sunday will get underway at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And the day will point toward that big matchup in the second half of our doubleheader. These Bears at New England should be a good game. Again, Grossman letting the play clock wind down. Hand off to Thomas Jones, runs into Vilma. Kimo von Oelhoffen, a gain of only 1.
Well, I know this is going to be a disappointing loss for the New York Jets, but yeah, I really think that they have a lot to be proud of. I mean, obviously a big win last week and the way that they've come in, and I think as good as they could feel and as proud as they could be, I really think that they're going to go home tonight if they do go on to lose this game, which it certainly looks like that's going to happen, knowing that they had an opportunity to beat a team that's the best in the NFC and give them their 2nd loss. It was just, as you mentioned a little earlier, Joe, about 3 or 4 plays that have decided this game so far.
The one I didn't mention, again, and we talked about it a lot at the time, Jets have to spend a timeout here, was the onside kick try at the beginning of the second half. A scoreless first half. And that gave the Bears a little lift. They moved the ball 42 yards, got the first points on a field goal by Robbie Gould. 2 timeouts left for the Jets. 3rd down for Chicago when we come back.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter, but the guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day. And so opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
During the Cadillac Navigation event, when you buy or lease a specially equipped Cadillac, we'll throw in the navigation system.
I'm the same as you. I got a few mutual funds, make an occasional trade, but not exactly Mr. Wall Street, you know? So I see these TV commercials offering, like, I don't know, a few bucks a trade, which sounds great, right? Except when I go to sign up, a few bucks a trade is if you're making, like, I don't know, a gazillion trades a year. Like, I don't have anything else to do. Honey, okay.
Fox Sunday has a night so big it can only be called Super Ginorma-Gantuan.
Terrific title. It jumps out at you like a rat in your underwear drawer.
All new episodes with a Simpsons vacation so outrageous it could only happen in Vermont. Then, after American Dad, Family Guy just says no to sex.
You can't give up sex. You see, Meg, you're what they call a practice girl.
Followed by The War at Home. A Super Ginorma-Gantuan Sunday starts at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
Fox tomorrow. Run. Run! With just 2 episodes left, everything is about to break wide open.
They gotta take the plane down, just do it.
Are you ready for this?
An all-new Prison Break, followed by a special encore of House tomorrow on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Fox Fantasy update. Tom Brady with a huge day, 4 touchdown throws. Larry Johnson, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Lee Evans, 246 yards. Quick throw, Bradley. And he is wrapped up after picking up a 1st down, and that could very well ice it for the Chicago Bears, up 2 scores. Jets with only 2 timeouts remaining, and that completion of Mark Bradley gives a fresh set of downs to Chicago.
Yeah, and there was contact made on Bradley well short of the 1st down. If Barrett's able to make the tackle there, but again, Bradley able to make him miss and then pick up the 1st down. But I think it showed a lot of confidence that Ron Turner has in Rex Grossman, as he should. They're on 3rd down. Rather than run the ball, take time off the clock, force a timeout, punt, they try to pick up the 1st down and get it. Should take us to the 2-minute warning. Cedric Benson out to the 45-yard line, and there are 2 minutes left in this game here at Giants Stadium, with Chicago in control, up 10-0, trying to move to 9-1.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Hey, motion capture, you guys set?
Set.
Let's get a good tracking on this. You all right?
The king's pain is your gain.
He's good.
Pocket Bike Racer, one of 3 new Xbox games, rated E for everyone. $3.99 when you buy any value meal, only at Burger King.
The German word for safe is sicher. The Portuguese word for firewall is muro de fogo. The Chinese word for password is mima. My company's in 17 countries now, and I can say secure in every one of them.
Dynamic networking from AT&T identifies security threats before they're problems, so Jane's confidence grows right alongside her company. The new AT&T, your world delivered.
When my brother started selling auto insurance, I got a little pressure to use them.
A little? I'm State Farm Agent Amy Kaplan, and this is a true story.
I didn't pressure you. I think blood is thicker than water.
So was some of his staff. We switched from State Farm to him.
The service is horrible.
Well, he wouldn't call me back, and he's my brother.
So I called him, and he was ready to switch back. State Farm treated us like family.
Yeah, better.
Great service and great rates, it's all here. Nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today. Like a good neighbor?
State Farm is there.
Chicago up 10-0, 2 minutes left in this game. And And it's second down for Chicago with the ball at their own 45. 2nd and 7. And the Bears clamping it down, running the ball with Cedric Benson. And now the Jets will use their second timeout. The AT&T postgame show, Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Scores and highlights, and then at the bottom, a BCS standing shakeup after yesterday's good one at Ohio State, with the Buckeyes winning that one by 3. So plenty to talk about with the BCS standings, and you wonder if there will be a rematch. I mean, I think it's at least something to talk about with Michigan and Ohio State after how tough Michigan played there in Columbus.
Well, if the ratings were reflective of where they should be, then yeah, I mean, the way the game turned out, Ohio State should stay 1, and in my opinion, Michigan should stay 2.
Head coach. That's got to cost Chicago 5. A late whistle, but a false start. Head coach Jim Tressel of the, there's the flag. Head coach Jim Tressel of the Buckeyes will join Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy on the AT&T postgame show.
False start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
The offensive leaders, and there's the day for Grossman. Big part of it was the 57-yard catch and run for the touchdown by Mark Bradley, but what isn't listed there is what the Bears haven't done all day, and that is turn the ball over.
That's right, and that's something that has plagued this team throughout the last 4 or 5 ball games, and especially Rex Grossman in the games that the game they lost against Miami, obviously the turnovers that he had, and then also in the improbable win that they had against Arizona. But I do think that they're going to have to get more out of their passing game than what they got today, certainly, if they're going to go on and beat some of the better teams in this league.
On 3rd down and 9, Cedric Benson going to be a 1.5 yards shy of a 1st down, and the Jets will use their final timeout and then figure to get the ball back. So the Jets are looking at a 2-game deficit unless the miraculous happens here against Chicago in the AFC East, with New England doing what they're doing at Green Bay. The Jets and the Patriots split their season series this year. We remind you about Thanksgiving. On the air at 3:30 on Thursday in Dallas, the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Dallas Cowboys, who have a big one, Troy, coming up in just a bit at home against Indianapolis.
Well, they sure do, and I think that's going to tell a lot about that Dallas team. I think we already know enough about Indianapolis, but I think this game this afternoon with Dallas is going to show a lot of people, including themselves, as to whether or not they can compete with the big boys and do what they hope that they can do if they get into the playoffs.
Maynard booms it. Dwight will let it go over his head and into the end zone. So let's say this. I mean, the NFC East is still open. The Giants had that hold at the top of the division, and then now, because of injuries, the way that they played last week here against Chicago, I think you can look at Dallas, you can look at Philadelphia. How bad is Donovan McNabb hurt? Washington seems to be out of it, but any one of those top 3 teams in the NFC East could win the division.
Well, I think the Bears are the best team in the NFC. I think everyone agrees with that. But I really believe the second best team comes from that division, whether that's the Giants, Eagles, or Cowboys. With the Eagles and McNabb going down, that may affect their chances.
Pennington fires too high for Lavernous Coles.
But I do think that the second best team in the NFC is going to come out of that division, and then for the Jets, I mean, your emotions and how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your team really goes week to week. Last week this team felt very good. Even right now at 5-5, this team's not out of it by any means, and they've got a pretty favorable schedule.
Penalty flag at the snap, and the pass is overthrown for Lavernous Coles again, and it's an offside against Chicago.
Offside. Defense. Number 97. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And part of that, Troy, feeling good, is not only the way they've played the last couple of weeks, and they played Chicago tight today, but looking ahead, a combined record of 19-35 for their remaining opponents. They're next against Houston, at Green Bay, against Buffalo, at Minnesota, at Miami, against Oakland. All winnable games as Tim Dwight makes the catch, gets a first down for the Jets. They're out of timeouts.
And I think this game here is going to be looked upon much like what the Indianapolis game, how that game's looked upon, and then also the Cleveland game. And at 10-0, I mean, the offense didn't score any points. I understand that, but the turnover by Chad Pennington down in the red zone. I just think that this is a team who walks off the field knowing that once again it's a game they could have won, and that happens to a lot of teams in this league. But they've made a lot of progress from where they were a year ago.
Jets lost to Jacksonville 41-0 earlier in the year, so they're staring at a second shutout. This time at the hands of the Bears, and that one is dropped by Kotchery. And those who remain here at Giant Stadium, their frustration continues. Again, in the first half, there was a big reversal on a call on the field on what could have been a fumble recovery. Jets taking over at the Chicago 35 in a scoreless game. And then the onside kick try that was recovered by Chris Harris and the Bears. And Chicago took advantage of that and turned it into the first 3 points of the afternoon. And the touchdown belongs to Bradley. Tim Dwight underneath the catch, and he can't get away from Vasher. And with just over a minute to go, it will be 4th down for the Jets at their own 40. 4th down and 2. Pass is caught by Dwight for a first down, so at least the offense stays on the field. The ball at the New York 45. Pennington clocks it. Our AT&T postgame show. Plenty of talk about the BCS standings and a shakeup there. A visit with Jim Tressel, head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, #1 in the land, with what happens after Ohio State. Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy with scores and highlights from around the league.
And because of these yards that the Jets are picking up here, they're close to going over 300 yards, and it'd be the first time an offense was able to do that against the Chicago Bears this season.
And Pennington goes down. The clock will continue to wind. Ogunleye, who grew up in Staten Island, and he is injured. Adewale Ogunleye is down on all fours and hurt something on that sack of Pennington, a loss of 6. So Chicago, because the clock was winding and the injury, they take a timeout. And let's watch the play again by Adewale Ogunleye.
Right there. Came in with his head against the hip there, and his neck snapped back.
So is it a burner? Is it something with his hand? Is it something with the arm? Who knows? But this is the starting defensive end for the #1 defense in the NFL. Here with the clock winding down, and the last thing Lovie Smith wants is to lose a player as good as Ogunleye here in the closing seconds of this game with the Jets. That's what Troy was talking about. They've not allowed a 300-yard game. The only team in the NFL that can say that, 264 at the moment. And their streak of 2+ takeaways per game has continued with the interceptions by Urlacher and Vasher.
You know, we talked a little bit about it earlier in the game, Joe, about how healthy the Chicago Bears team has been able to be. On offense, Bernard Berrien, the wide receiver, missed last week. It's the only game an offensive starter has missed. Defensively, of course, they lost Mike Brown for the season. Ogunleye, it's good to see him going off the field on his own.
22 seconds left. And it's 3rd down for the Jets. Rex Grossman much better a week ago on Sunday night against the injury-riddled Giants. But good enough here today, riding that defense. Pennington throws to the sideline and out of the reach of McCarrons, who does not have a catch today, and it's 4th and 16. Miami beating Minnesota. The struggles for the Vikings continuing, and the good play of the Dolphins continues, and this little run that they've been on started against Chicago.
Yeah, something about Miami. They got on that run last year at the end of the season, and a lot was expected of them coming into the year, and then they got off to the tough start. But now, yeah, they've been able to put some wins together, and they may find themselves in the mix before it's all over.
4th down and 16 for Pennington. And he throws it out of the reach of Coles. The Bears will take over, and whether it's the Bear defense or this Jets offense, not able to move the ball in the second half like they did in the first half. They had some decent gains in the first half, Pennington and this Jets offense did, but here in the second half, Urlacher and company took over.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go back to the first half there when they were able to put the drive together, and then the interception in the end zone by Brian Urlacher, and the Jets just never were able to put anything together again like that throughout the rest of the game. We talked about it at the time. This is just a Bears defense. It's very, very hard to sustain drives. And the Jets weren't able to get the ball down the field and create any big plays throughout the day.
Troy, it's going to be fun next Sunday to watch this Bears team and the defense take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots at Foxborough. The Jets are now a 500 club at 5-5. The Bears are 9-1. Another good defensive day for Brian Urlacher and the Chicago defense, #1 in the NFL. Take a break and come back. 10-0. The Bears won it.
It's a shocking all-new Family Guy shocker.
Now I'm abstinent. Ah! Oh, I see what you're driving at.
All new, followed by The War at Home, tonight on Fox.